Rose-Hulman, where you come to find yourself. Find yourself through personal growth, through personal development, through study, research, and invention. Rose-Hulman, your home for academic and athletic excellence. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
And they'll go down. And yeah, we just came on. We had a little bit of technical difficulties, but welcome to Terre Haute, Indiana for this afternoon's ball game. It's the HCAC championship game. Rose-Hulman will take on Hanover. Hanover comes in undefeated in HCAC play. They've reached this ball game, and they have one more left on their HCAC schedule. Rose-Hulman with one loss on the season, that coming earlier in the season to Franklin on a last-second play where Franklin went for two, got it, and defeated Rose-Hulman by one. But that means both of these teams will have the opportunity, whoever wins this one will end up being the conference champ and get that automatic bid to the NCAA Division III Playoff. And we'll see what happens there. Hello, everyone. I'm Herb King, and along with Walter Gordon, we're going to bring you all the exciting action of Rose-Hulman football here on Indiana Sports Network. And here at Senior Day, we'll turn it over to our PA announcer for senior festivities.
In Creek, Arizona, and is the son of David and Sharon Hobbs. Ladies and gentlemen, number 11, Bryce Dobbs. Today's second senior, number 59, Jalen Gutierrez. Jalen is a four-year defensive lineman with 12 career tackles, 4.5 tackles for loss, and 1 sack. Jalen is a mechanical engineering major from Anderson, Indiana, and is here today with his grandmother, Mary Gutierrez. Number 59, Jalen Gutierrez. Today's third senior, number 36, Caden Hellier. Caden is a four-year tight end with 5 career set receptions for 53 yards. He is a civil engineering major from Tip City, Ohio, and Caden is the son of Chris and Donna Hellier. Ladies and gentlemen, number 36, Caden Hellier. Today's fourth senior, number 52, Jack Heil. Jack is a four-year linebacker with 98 career tackles, 16.5 tackles for loss, and 10 sacks. He was a first-team All-HCAC selection in 2018 and is a civil engineering major from New Orleans, Louisiana. Jack is the son of Derek and Sarah Heil. Ladies and gentlemen, number 52, Jack Heil. Today's fifth senior, number 50, Colby Horn. Colby is a 3-year defensive lineman with 13 tackles, 1.5 sacks, and 1 interception for a touchdown. He's a mechanical engineering major from Naples, Florida, and is the son of Paul and Lieutenant Colonel Shannon Horn. Ladies and gentlemen, number 50, Colby Horn. The next senior, number 14, Kevin Kling. Kevin is a 4-year defensive back with career totals of 8 tackles and 4 pass breakups. He is a civil engineering major from San Clemente, California, and is the son of Frank and Terry Kling. Ladies and gentlemen, number 14, Kevin Kling. Our next senior, number 23, Eric Metallo. Eric is a 4-year receiver and defensive back with 1 career pass reception, 3 tackles, and a tackle for loss. He is a mechanical engineering major from Arlington Heights, Illinois, and is the son of Barb Metallo. Ladies and gentlemen, number 23, Eric Metallo. The next senior, number 7, Eric Morris. Eric is a 4-year quarterback with career totals of 42 of 74 through the air for 440 yards and 5 touchdowns. He's a mechanical engineering major from Clifton Park, New York, and is joined today by his father, Paul Morris. Number 7, Eric Morris. Our next senior, number 27, Alex Perez. Alex is a 4-year defensive back with career totals of 90 tackles, 6.5 tackles for loss, 8 pass breakups, and 1 interception. He's a team defensive captain in 2019 and a civil engineering major from Grand Rapids, Michigan. The son of Michelle and Luis Perez is number 27, Alex Perez. Our next senior, number 26, Zach Phillips. Zach is a 4-year defensive back with totals of 100 tackles, 4.5 tackles for loss, 19 pass breakups, and 6 interceptions. He was the HCAC Special Teams Player of the Week and is a defensive captain in 2019. Zach is a chemical engineering major from Gilbert, Arizona, and the son of Lisa and Troy Phillips. Number 26, Zach Phillips. Our next senior, number 1, Matt Robinson. Matt is a 4-year defensive back with 23 career tackles and 4 pass breakups. He's a civil engineering major from Crum, Texas, and the son of Tim and Kathy Robinson. Number 1, Matt Robinson. The next senior, number 86, Jake Schrader. Jake is a 4-year wide receiver who has appeared in 9 varsity games. He is a mechanical engineering major from Aurora, Illinois, and the son of Kevin and Kim Schrader. Number 86, Jake Schrader. Our next senior, number 19, Jonathan Suterer. Jonathan is a 2-year punter with a career average of 31.3 yards per kick and just 2 touchbacks. He's a civil engineering major from Terre Haute, Indiana, and the son of Kevin and Kathy Suterer. Number 19, Jonathan Suterer. Our next senior, number 91, Zach Thielen. Zach is a 4-year offensive and defensive player with 7 career tackles and 2 tackles for loss. He's a computer science major from Carpentersville, Illinois, and the son of Robert and Lisa Thielen. Number 91, Zach Thielen. Our next senior, number 51, Corey Vincent. Corey is a 4-year defensive lineman with 46 career tackles, 13.5 tackles for loss, and 9.5 sacks. He is the HCAC's leader in sacks this season and is a chemical engineering major from Frankfort, Indiana. The son of Steve and Wendy Vincent is number 51, Corey Vincent. And our finer senior is number 21, Garrett White. Garrett has totals of 2,582 rushing yards and 32 rushing touchdowns, 4,272 all-purpose yards, and 41 all-purpose touchdowns. He's a 2-time All-HCAC selection, a 2-time COSIDA Academic All-American, a mechanical engineering major from Williamsfield, Illinois. The son of Alan and Kathy White is number 21, Garrett White. Fans, this senior class of 16, again, has won 27 games in their career, making them one of the winningest classes in Rose-Hulman history. Let's have a round of applause for this Rose-Hulman senior class of 2019. Which is actually 2020, but that's all right. Yeah. Yes. That is as fast as you can read 16 senior bios. That was pretty quick. That was pretty good. There you go. Yeah. Did well. I might have spent about 2 hours on that the other night just to make sure I got it right. Our website makes the research so easy because you don't know the guy's name and it tells you all their stats. So I don't really have to do a lot of work for it.
Kind of nice when alphabetically the last guy that comes up is Garrett White, so you end on a high note.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I got down to him and Coach was like, make sure you got enough stuff on Garrett. I was like, I came up with something, thing or two to write about Garrett. So
yeah, I think we're all right.
So again, there's the seniors for this afternoon's ball game. They're being honored at Senior Day here at Rose-Hulman. the 2019 football class here at Rose-Hulman. All the parents, seniors, all the escorts, and you can see them all gathering around there as we prepare for the championship game here in the HCAC championship. Again, the winner of this ball game gets an automatic berth in the Division III National Championship Tournament, which will take place in 2 weeks. And again, Rose-Hulman will have another regular season game next week. So will Hanover. But the winner of this ball game has been assured of locking their position in the Division III football tournament. We're going to pause, and then we'll pause for just a moment. We'll have in our Sonic pregame here as we prepare for this ball game. Then you'll be able to listen to Coach Jeff Sokol and what this senior group means to Rose-Hulman.
This patty melt is loaded. Beef patty, grilled onions, melty cheese on Texas toast.
I propose a toast.
Oh, awesome.
Peter, you're dull.
Okay, this feels more like a roast.
I propose a roast.
It's now or never. Grab a patty melt while they last.
Everybody clap your hands. Cha-cha now, y'all. Turn it out. Oh, yeah. Cha-cha, real smooth.
This patty melt is loaded. Beef patty, grilled onions, melty cheese on Texas toast.
I propose a toast.
Oh, awesome.
Peter, you're dull.
Okay, this feels more like a roast.
I propose a roast.
Grab a patty melt while they last and order ahead for happy hour anytime.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Here with Coach Jeff Sokol from the Rose-Hulman Fighting Engineers. Coach, your team coming in 6-2, 5-1 in the conference, and coming off of a big win off of Defiance, who was a struggling team, but very young and extremely athletic. How would you assess your performance?
Defensively, we played incredible, holding them to. They had about minus 40 yards of in punts, but just holding them to minus 90 rushing yards, and sacked them a ton of times, and created some turnovers. Really proud of the way that the guys on defense play. To be honest, we struggled a little bit on offense, and had a lot of stuff to work on and improve. Credit to Defiance for stiffening up defensively, and then our young guys came in the fourth quarter and played really, really well, which was exciting. We were okay in special teams, had a couple little issues, but hopefully we're able to get everything worked out for this weekend.
And when you look at this time of year, there's a lot of times the injury bug will creep itself up. How are you guys health-wise?
There's going to be a couple probably game time decisions, but hopefully we got the best athletic trainer in the world, Scotty Keller. He's been here for a long time doing his job. He's been working hard getting our guys right, and hopefully we're at least close to full go as we can be.
And when you look at this weekend, obviously emotional for a number of reasons, one of those being Senior Day. You have 16 seniors on your roster. Kind of talk about what your seniors have meant to you in this program.
Yeah, I love them. I mean, they have sacrificed so much, the 16 of them that have been here working so hard together. And, what we ask our guys to do, to come to this school, and work as hard as we ask our guys to work from a football standpoint.
Here with Coach Jeff Sokol from the Rose-Hulman Fighting Engineers. Coach, your team coming in 6-2, 5-1 in the conference, and coming off of a big win off of Defiance, who was a struggling team, but very young and extremely athletic. How would you assess your performance?
Defensively, we played incredible, holding them to. They had about minus 40 yards of in punts, but just holding them to minus 90 rushing yards, and sacked them a ton of times, and created some turnovers. Really proud of the way that the guys on defense play. To be honest, we struggled a little bit on offense, and had a lot of stuff to work on and improve. Credit to Defiance for stiffening up defensively, and then our young guys came in the fourth quarter and played really, really well, which was exciting. We were okay in special teams, had a couple little issues, but hopefully we're able to get everything worked out for this weekend.
And when you look at this time of year, there's a lot of times the injury bug will creep itself up. How are you guys health-wise?
There's going to be a couple probably game time decisions, but hopefully we got the best athletic trainer in the world, Scotty Keller. He's been here for a long time doing his job. He's been working hard getting our guys right, and hopefully we're at least close to full go as we can be.
And when you look at this weekend, obviously emotional for a number of reasons, one of those being Senior Day. You have 16 seniors on your roster. Kind of talk about what your seniors have meant to you in this program.
Yeah, I love them. I mean, they have sacrificed so much, the 16 of them that have been here working so hard together. And, what we ask our guys to do, to come to this school, and work as hard as we ask our guys to work. From a football standpoint, they're dedicating a tremendous amount of their time to their school. Our guys do 4 to 6 hours of homework a night. We ask them to spend time on football, throughout the off season, and a ton of time in the fall. And and they got to pay a lot of money to go to school here. And when you throw that all together, there's not a whole lot of 18-year-olds that raise their hand and say, "Yeah, sign me up for that." But they understand the payoff, and they understand the value of what we ask them to do from a football standpoint. And we win games here because we have kids that really care, and I love our seniors, and I've been here for 9 years, and I'd do anything for the kids that have stuck around and played football for me for 4 years, because I know it's not easy, and hopefully they see the value in it, and being able to play in games like we're playing in against Hanover are one of the real benefits. What an amazing experience it's going to be for our guys. So.
And you mentioned Hanover, a very unique and wonderful opportunity, playing Hanover undefeated in the conference coming in a situation where the winner of this game gets at least a share of the conference crown, and the automatic berth to the Division III playoffs. So when you look at this game and the excitement and the build-up, what has it been like this week leading up in the football offices, the facilities, and things of that nature?
Yeah, I mean, our guys are focused. The coaches are focused. We always are, but, everyone's got a little extra hitch in their step. It feels good to play for a championship. Yeah. And, our goals every year are to win our conference championship and go to the NCAA playoffs, and we can make both those things happen in one game. And what more could you ask for?
Hanover team, very balanced, very complete. They have leading 1,000 offensive categories, and they only give up, a point a week. Essentially, honestly, they've given up 20 points in the conference. And when you're playing a team like that, you mentioned the extra giddy up and also everything that's on the line. Game plan for this week. Yeah,
I mean, they've got great players. They're led by a Division I quarterback on offense that transferred there. That's had his fair share of injuries. This will be the first time we've actually seen him. He's been there for 3 years. But he's a very, very good player. Coach Lance actually coached him at Miami of Ohio. So we're very well aware of what their quarterback can do. They got a nice crew of receivers. They got one tall guy, number 16, and then they got the rest of them are like the clone army. Man, they're all really good, but they all look the exact same. If they didn't have numbers on, and the guys on their team moved numbers a lot, which just kind of makes it a little hard.
I noticed that.
Yeah. On defense, their linebackers, another transfer kid, or at least he was signed at one point to play at St. Joe's before they shut down. I don't know if he ever played there or not. I don't think so. I think he was a freshman at Hanover, so he must not have played there. But I know he's good enough to have and actually sign there. But he's a really special player, physical and fast. What you want out of a linebacker, and they're very good at the corner position. Their other linebackers very good, and up front, man, they really get after you. So. Yeah, they're really, really talented all over the football field, and it's going to be a great challenge.
Last question before we let you go. This is last pregame interview, at least we'll get to have for you this season. This is the last home game and the last conference game. Going for conference championship number 3 under your tutelage. Also win number 60 for you. Talk about this challenge, and I know you don't want to talk about yourself, and you'll probably defer, which is fine. But talk about where you are right now for your program in relation to some of the things that you've seen and where you're looking to go.
Yeah, we just keep trying to build it up. That's why we schedule teams like Mount Union and St. John's, who will be playing the week after, Hanover. We want to keep challenging our guys and forcing them to rise to the occasion and keep, giving them reasons to compete. And, when you play teams like that, and you go to play the teams in the HCAC, as good as some of them are, you're not ever scared by anybody. I mean, if you go play Mount Union, you can pretty much survive anything. And our guys went toe-to-toe with them, and obviously they scored plenty of points. But, my goal is to get our football program to that level where we can really go and compete with those guys and play a competitive football game. We're not there yet, but we're to the point where we can consistently compete for HCAC championships. And, we certainly get a lot of satisfaction from that as well. Like I said, our goals are to win conference championships and go to the playoffs. And the playoffs are a whole other animal, and we set different goals when we get there. But when we're in the regular season, our focus is on our conference championship and going to the playoffs. So there's a lot at stake for our team. Like, we don't pull any punches. We don't, settle for anything. Everything is riding on this one football game here. So, kind of whether we have a successful season or not is going to be determined by whether or not we win this football game. And that's the kind of pressure our guys like. They thrive on that. They get excited by challenges, and we expect them to rise to the occasion.
Conference championship on the line and a berth to the Division III playoff. We'll have it first for you right after this.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Bacon mac and cheese bites are the perfect comfort snack.
I needed some comfort, man. It's been a tough day.
What'd you do?
Well, I only got 10 hours of sleep.
Oh.
Get them while they're hot. Bacon mac and cheese or chili cheese bites are $2.99.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
This junior garlic butter burger is so juicy. The butter really brings out the flavor.
Well said, Peter.
You're kind of buttering me up. What did you do?
You're just a really good friend.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Grab a $2.99 junior garlic butter bacon burger with tots before they're gone.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
At Lynn's Pharmacy, we're more than just your pharmacist. We're your neighbors.
Our kids go to the same schools. We eat at the same restaurants.
We sit next to you in church.
When I listen to a symptom.
When I fill a prescription.
When I offer advice, I'm not just helping a customer. I'm helping my neighbor and a friend. My name is Lynn Hofstadter, and I'm the proud owner of Lynn's Pharmacy, a modern pharmacy with old-fashioned values and personal service, dedicated to keeping you, your family, and our community healthy since 1872.
Here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
And we'll get ready for the coin toss, and you can see Rose-Hulman's captains for this one. Garrett White, number 21, will step out for the coin toss, along with number 26, that's Zach Phillips, a senior from Gilbert, Arizona. Number 27 is Alex Perez. He's a senior defensive back from Grand Rapids, Michigan. They'll be the captains for Rose-Hulman, and they'll step out towards this one. If you could play one ball game for a championship, you sure would love to have that one at the end of the season. And you can see going out for Hanover, just the same opportunity, 9:57 and 32 are the captains for Hanover, 9 being Kyle Treber, 37 is, and I guess they don't have that one down. 32, I'm sorry, 32 is Dakota Mannion. senior linebacker from West Lafayette, Indiana, as there's double numbers on both of these teams. And number 57, the offensive lineman, is a senior from Moores Hill, Indiana, and that's Dylan Neff. And as we see them take care of what's going on, and the coin toss has been executed. Rose-Hulman has won the toss. They've elected to receive the football to start this ball game, and that's where we're going to go. Hello, everyone. I'm Herb King, and along with Walter Gordon, we're going to bring you the action this afternoon. And, Walt, when you're looking at this one, the big game, everybody wants to play in one, and these two teams get to do that this afternoon.
Like you mentioned a moment ago, you really can't ask for anything better. And here we are in the middle of November, and the temperature is over 40 degrees, at least in the sun. And a beautiful day. There's not a whole lot of wind to speak of. We don't have any rain in sight in the forecast. So picture perfect as far as the weather conditions. You're playing on turf. Don't have to worry about a whole lot of bad field conditions there. And like you said, you're playing for a championship. Winner takes all. And boy, if you can't get up for this, you should be playing any sport whatsoever, let alone football. But these guys, these coaches, these fans, everybody's excited for this ball game.
And as we prepare for this one, stepping back to receive the kickoff should be Jake Zimmerman. The kickoff returners would be Noah Thomas and Shane Welshins. Those are the two deep guys for Rose-Hulman. Kicking the football off, and the place kicker would be Austin Sterer, the 6'1", 160-pound kicker from Warsaw, Kentucky. And we'll be ready for the HCAC, what is in effect the championship ball game. It's Hanover against Rose-Hulman. Sterer approaches the football. He'll kick this one off. It'll go down inside the 15-yard line, and that's where it's picked up. And tackle made out at the 28-yard line. Rose-Hulman will take the football at that moment. And again, returned that time by number 24. And it looks to be Riley Roberts who went deep on that one. He's a 5'11" sophomore from Greenwood, Indiana. And Rose-Hulman with the football, 1st and 10 from the 29 is where they'll start this one out. Zimmerman and Hellier at the bottom of your screen. Thomas and Ballard at the top of the screen. White is the running back. Andrew Dion with the roll out to the left side. They'll get it out to Thomas. He'll miss that catch as he couldn't hold on to it. And it'll be 2nd and 10.
Something that you don't see a whole lot is Noah Thomas dropping the ball. It's a catch he would like to have. But a simple play for Andrew Dion to begin the game is, a little rollout. And you want to get that so you're not behind the chain, but still 2nd and 10.
Hellier, he'll set up. They'll give the ball to White up the middle. He gets a nice break in a hole, and he's got about 5 and make it 6 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
Garrett White is just a workhorse, and this is a young man. He's not going to break it for 60, 70, 80 yards, but this is a young guy that can run between the tackles, gets tough yards, can bounce to the outside as well. Runs with a lot of power and authority.
White, 6 foot tall from Williamsfield, Illinois. Dion steps back to pass, throws a quick slant. It's down and incomplete, and that's a 3 and out for Rose-Hulman to start the ball game.
2 incompletions on that series there. That ball a little bit low, and so Hanover a great job defensively. You saw the coverage that you're getting on the outside, kind of daring Rose to go down the field, and we'll see as this game progresses how that holds up. And it's a great job by Hanover to get the defense off the field and get their offense first crack.
Jonathan Sutter from Terre Haute, Indiana is the punter, and deep is number 1, Jackson Doherty Sr. from Greenwood, Indiana. Doherty takes the football, almost picks it up, and he's off to the right side. He'll pick up just 2 yards, and Hanover will have it when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
We were choosing colors for the house, and I stopped and looked at Mike and said, "We're really doing this, aren't we?" The process was challenging, but Riddell was there for us every step of the way. The mortgage, closing, they eased our stress. It made sense when Mike said,
"We're really doing this."
Mortgage loans made easy from Riddell. Making friends since...
Wazenski hands the ball off. It's off to number 22. He's broken into the second level, and he's got a chance to take this one. Hanover with a big gain. They've gained 20, 30. He's down the 20-yard line, down to the 10, down inside the 10, down to about the 4-yard line. They're going to mark him out of bounds at the 8. So a huge run, about a 58-yard run on that one, and just taking it towards the end zone, number 22. That's Shane Cohn, the junior from Evansville, Indiana, on a huge run as he just pierced through the Rose-Hulman defense.
And that's what Cohn can do. This young man is elusive, and I really enjoy watching him run. You can see we'll run between the tackles, but, boy, he's got a nice burst there as well.
Tight end on the right, Twins left. Cohn again with the guard pull. He'll just hammer it up in there, pick up maybe a yard. It'll bring up 2nd and goal from, in this case, the 8, and they say he did not gain anything.
Cohn, a young man that will, keep the ball on your side of the field, and as far as keeping your possession, is a guy that has that home run ability, but he's somebody that can kind of play ball possession with as well.
Wazinski, the quarterback, standing behind him is Cohn in the pistol position. 3 receivers top of the screen. They'll give it off again, and Cohn, he'll be bottled up at the 6. He gained 2 yards. It'll bring up 3rd and goal from the 6.
Big test for Rose here in the beginning of this ball game when you look at giving up that huge play on the 1st down to Cohn, and then now how do you do in the red zone? Can you keep them out of the end zone? Can you make them kick the field goal here on this 3rd down?
For Hanover, Taylor Blystein, the split in here on the left side, and they have receivers on the left, and 2 of them are on the line of scrimmage, so it's a potential screen. They throw the slant. Inside, does he catch it? Blystein, touchdown.
Great protection up front for Wazinski. Had plenty of time, and look, you talked about that slant is so tough to cover when you're, right there on the 8-yard line. A great execution there by Hanover to get on the board first.
So Hanover on the board first. Not even 12 minutes left to go in the first quarter. So immediately, 2.5 minutes, we've seen Rose-Hulman with a 3 and out, and all of a sudden Hanover immediately scores in this one. Do they get the extra point? They do. It's 7-0 Hanover here early in the first quarter. We'll be back for more on Indiana Sports Network.
The leaves are falling and so are the prices at York Chevy Buick on U.S. Highway 40 in Brazil. This month only, we have new Silverados up to $11,000 off. Sign and drive leases are back. The all-new Trax, $199 per month. Buick Encore, $179 per month. And the Chevy Colorado Crew Cab, so it's $247 per month. Stop by York Chevy Buick on US 40 in Brazil, where we're not number 1, you are.
We're not number 1.
You are.
You're number 1 at York.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
So Hanover on a nice inside zone play off of a motion to force Rose-Hulman to shift the defense. Put their running back in an area where he could take it over 50 yards down the field, and Sean Cohn with an excellent run, got it down inside the 10, and 3 plays later, Hanover's on the board, and they lead 7-0. Kick it off one more time, short kick this time, and go up about the 20-yard line, bounces at the 17, picked up at the 13, and immediately swarmed under close to the 20-yard line. That's where Rose-Hulman will have possession when we return for more on Indiana Sports Network.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help.
Andrew Dion, handoff to Garrett White up the middle, and he just gets hammered right about the 20-yard line. Starting lineups for both of these groups. For Hanover, at left defensive end, number 6, Matt Reiser. 75 is Chase Cope at a tackle. Number 50 is B.J. Williams. The defensive end, Carson Plessinger, is one of the others. Linebackers are Adam Gravert, number 4, Dakota Mannion, number 32, and Kyle Trevor. He's number 9. And as we get ready for this one, 2 receivers top and the bottom. Dion goes to throw the ball. Screen almost picked off as 32 was right there in Mannion. And Dakota Mannion from West Lafayette almost had him a pick 6 right there.
Yeah, I don't think he saw the ball, thankfully. If he did see the ball, he was kind of doing some hunting there on Garrett White, making sure he doesn't get loose. But if he would have seen the ball early, that would have definitely been a house call.
3rd and 10 now for Rose-Hulman. White, empty backfield. He'll step back. He's going to throw. He's swarmed around and brought down, and he just throws this one almost picked off. There was a receiver in the area. He was fortunate that it wasn't picked off, but it'll bring up a 4th down. It'll be 4th and 10, and Rose-Hulman again will punt the football.
Noah Thomas Andrew Dion under immense pressure that time, and like you talked about, able to get that ball away and not take the sack, and thankfully he had a receiver in the area there that could have been grounding and would have marched him closer to the end zone for this punt.
Again, punter for Rose-Hulman, Sutterer. He'll punt this one. Tried to pooch punt it. It's high and short and bounding at midfield, and that's where Hanover will take over 1st and 10 when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
At Lynn's Pharmacy, we're more than just your pharmacist. We're your neighbors.
Our kids go to the same schools. We eat at the same restaurants.
We sit next to you in church.
When I listen to a symptom.
When I fill a prescription.
When I offer advice, I'm not just helping a customer. I'm helping my neighbor and a friend. My name is Lynn Hofstadter, and I'm the proud owner of Lynn's Pharmacy, a modern pharmacy with old-fashioned values and personal service dedicated to keeping you, your family, and our community healthy since 1872.
Here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
To pass, he'll throw it out, a completed ball, and out of bounds with the 1st down is number 16. That's Jared Frank, the 6'5 junior from Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah, he's a tough cover. He's got some great size. You see the way he came out of that route, caught the ball, hands extended, and ready to turn up field. Good 1st down play there for Hanover.
Both these teams run high-powered, when I say this, snap the ball within about 20 seconds offenses. Wazinski, the quarterback, he'll step up, play action fake, tries to go down the sideline. He's got a man potentially open, and it's picked off. Yep. Nice play by the safety as Rose-Hulman with the first turnover of the ball game, and Rose-Hulman will have the football.
Flag.
There is a flag on the field. It is a block. It'll be either a block in the back or something to that effect. Rose-Hulman will take possession of the football, 1st and 10 at about the 25, and we'll pause and come back for this one. It'll be Rose-Hulman football when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Chaikau Sao with the interception and return. A 10-yard penalty with a block in the back will put the ball to 25. Rose-Hulman with it. Garrett White will offset off Dion. They'll motion to the outside, throw the quick screen to the edge. Noah Thomas with the football, and he'll be swarmed under for about a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, it looks like Zimmerman there on that quick throw and catch. Yep. Something to get the ball moving. The one thing when you're trying to, kind of flex your muscles, show you're not intimidated on that route, don't pity pat and wait for a block. Crash in there, get some contact, and get as many yards as you can.
2nd and 7. They'll set back to throw again. White throwing it down the sideline. Had him, but a big hit on it as well, as Zimmerman couldn't hold on to that one in the middle. White was the 2nd man in the area.
Cornell Dash was over there ready to lay the wood, 6'1 senior from Evansville, and I think Zimmerman might have heard the footsteps. He would have taken one right in the chops. But the ball had some heat on it, couldn't quite grab it.
White in the backfield, sitting right alongside Dion. They'll give the draw out. Garrett White with it. A nice run off the right side. He's got a 1st down and a lot more. He could go. Nope, they're going to have him out of bounds. Close to the 45-yard line. They'll place it to 46. It'll be 1st and 10, Rose-Hulman.
First time you've been able to say that, 1st and 10. That's a big 1st down for Rose-Hulman. After the interception, the defense made a play. Now the offense trying to get on track and move down the field.
Ballard checked out of the lineup, and different receivers in for Rose-Hulman. Zimmerman and Noah Thomas at the top of your screen. They'll pull. set the edge on pin and pull, and White will pick up 5 yards on this one. He'll move the ball over the 50-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Another good tackle there by a 5'10" senior Dakota Mannion. You can see that young man. These linebackers for Hanover are going to be all over the field, and Mannion was able to come over and make that sure tackle.
Nice pull by Jacob Huff, Adam Kenyon, and Josh Fisher as they got the nice job up front for the offensive line. They'll shift and move over. Hellier's in as well as Bryce Dobbs. So 2 tight ends in a running style formation. White off to the right side. They'll hand it to him. He'll run to his left and swarmed under by the Hanover defense and gained maybe a yard on that one. It'll bring up 3rd and 4.
Yeah, not a whole lot there as you talked about the 2 tights. And guys were not able to just fire off those blocks there. Good job by once again. That defensive line by Hanover is staying stout.
Mefford, Vincent, Smith, and Hesse are the front line for Rose-Hulman. And if you're looking at this one, here it is. White with it. Dion steps back, throws the slant. He's got the man open, and it is Noah Thomas. He'll pick up the 1st down. But, again, good pressure all over. Both these teams are playing very hard right now.
Right.
And Bartlett, Huff, Kenyon, Fisher, and Baker did a nice job. Dion, he'll run to the right side. He's got Green to run. He's at the 30, down inside the 30-yard line. They'll run him out of bounds at the 27. It'll be 1st and 10, Rose-Hulman.
Great downfield blocking by Zimmerman. That almost looked like a busted play there, Herb. I don't know. You let me know.
It looked like it really was. He looked for something, found an open area, and said, hey, I can run this. As a different coverage, they gave him multiple coverage on the wide side of the field and man coverage off the back edge, and no linebacker was there to pick him up. Dion with White set to his left side. He'll hand the ball inside, and they'll hammer it up in there for about a 3-4 yard gain.
And that's not bad. You're looking at 3 or 4 yards on 1st down by going up the middle. If you can get that, you'll take that on a lot of 1st downs as Rose getting a nice drive by their offense and giving their defense a break, keeping that Hanover defense on the field, trying to give them a couple body blows.
Zimmerman and Hellier on the bottom of your screen. Thomas is in the slot. Ballard at the top of the screen. White is the lone setback. He'll take the football off the left sideline. He's broken into clear. Garrett White, touchdown, Rose-Hulman.
So much attention being given to Noah Thomas as he comes off a line and steps back, and you can see that little quick pass that may be anticipated, and we'll see it later, that helped to create that hole for White right up the middle, and he went in touch.
Once he hit the open clear, there was no one left as all the safeties had run towards receiver routes on that one, and there was nobody up the middle of the field. On to kick the extra point, and it is no good as Brett Tuttle couldn't get that one through. And it's still 7-6. Hanover with a 1-point lead will return for more here on Indiana Sports Network.
We were choosing colors for the house, and I stopped and looked at Mike and said, "We're really doing this, aren't we?" The process was challenging, but Riddell was there for us every step of the way. The mortgage, closing, they eased our stress. It made sense when Mike said,
"We're really doing this."
Mortgage loans made easy from Riddell. Making friends since 1885.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
So a missed extra point still allows Hanover to have a 1-point lead in a tight ball game like we anticipate on this one. Could be a big one. Rose-Hulman will kick it off. Zimmerman will do the duties, and he'll hammer it deep. Deep for kickoff return. Cody Horner and Xavier Brown are the deep men for the Panthers. They'll kick this one. Almost squibbed it down there. Got it inside the 10. Fumbled around, scooped up, and he's open.
Goodness.
He's almost in the clear over the 35 up to the 39-yard line. That's where they'll mark him down, and Hanover will have the football 1st and 10.
Just gave up 20 yards on over pursuing that tackle, and boy, I know you're excited and you're amped up, but you have to dial it down just a tick. Be able to make that solid tackle. You have him right inside the 20-yard line. Now Hanover is close to the 40. That's a big run back by Hanover.
huge change in field position just from a missed tackle or two. Hanover with the football. They're moving aside. Both these offenses are very similar. Going to hammer this one up in there. Cone with it. He'll gain nothing. It'll be 2nd and 10.
You know, Noah Wazinski, who threw that pick on the last possession, that was only his 3rd interception of this season to 17 touchdown passes. He's been very efficient, very good with the ball, but that ball just hung up in the air, and the wind just killed it.
And with that opportunity, Rose-Hulman gains field position and ends up scoring off of the turnover. 3 receivers bottom of the screen. Here comes Cone off the right side, makes a cut. He won't gain anything again. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Got to stay in your lanes when you're trying to bring Cone down, because he can hit that cutback. If he sees a sliver, Herb, he's going to hit that cutback lane and take it for 15, 20 or more yards. This young man has good vision, as we've seen already.
Blystein, Doherty, and number 6, Pika here to the bottom of your screen. No, they switched over. They're 2 by 2 now. Twins and a slot. Cone the lone setback. They'll set back.
Pressure coming.
Pressure coming. They got a man down the middle.
Wide open.
And a nice throw as the quarterback takes a dive on this one and literally falls backwards throwing the ball. Noah Wazinski, and hits him on about a 30-yard pass right down the middle, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Hanover.
Jackson Doherty, a 5'10" senior from Greenwood. Boy, when you trying to bring that blitz from 15 yards back, it takes a long time to get to the quarterback.
Sure does on this one. 3 receivers bottom of the screen. Cone, they fumble the ball. Wazinski trying to elude somebody, and he'll go down with, and they'll make that a sack or at least a tackle for loss on this one. I don't think he was necessarily trying to throw.
Right. He was trying to tuck tail and run, and that's the 2nd time, though, that we've seen a bobbled ball by Hanover. One on the actually the 3rd time. One on the kickoff return, and now Wazinski having trouble with that snap. So Hanover fortunate to have that ball, but they are now 2nd and long.
Blystein, Doherty, and Pika here at the bottom of the screen. Motion set aside. 2 backs. They'll motion back out again, looking at the screen. They'll give it out. Pika on the tunnel
block.
screen. He's got a chance. He'll pick up 5 yards, gain it back. It'll be 2nd and make it 3rd and 10 on this one.
I know, Herb. I know you love those offensive linemen. They've been able to run down the field and get a nice block. That time it was Jacob Metzler, 5'11" sophomore from Trenton, Ohio, did a great job of getting the hat on the safety.
In the ball game. Again, tight end. It's a closed trips formation for Hanover. Kurtz is the tight end. He's on the bottom of your screen. They got to back down the left sideline, and here comes the opportunity for a sack.
Oh, my.
Rose-Hulman with the sack, and that's number 47, Jacob Hendrick, the junior linebacker from Northview, with the nice tackle, and that will force the punt for the Panthers.
Hendrick from Northview, I tell you, he was a terror in the Western Indiana Conference for a number of years, and here he is at Rose doing great things on the gridiron. So big sack by Rose-Hulman.
Rose-Hulman looking to potentially block the punt, and they get close, but they don't do it. A nice
beautiful
hanging punt inside the 20, and that's where Rose-Hulman will take over when we return for more on Indiana Sports Network.
The leaves are falling and so are the prices at York Chevy Buick on U.S. Highway 40 in Brazil. This month only, we have new Silverados up to $11,000 off. Sign and drive leases are back. The all-new Trax, $199 per month. Buick Encore, $179 per month. And the Chevy Colorado Crew Cab, so it's $247 per month. Stop by York Chevy Buick on US 40 in Brazil, where we're not number one, you are.
We're not number one.
You are.
You're number one at York.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana.
White with the football up the middle. He'll gain another 3 yards, and they're going to give a dose of Garrett White. 2 reasons. One, he keeps moving the chains, and he keeps you going, so you have short yardage on passing plays. And Rose-Hulman came out throwing the ball quite well here in the first 2 series, and they didn't get anything. So for them to run the football, they have to run it effectively if they're going to stay in this ball game and continue to move it. White again, back and forth. He'll pick up maybe a yard or 2, Give him 2 yards. It'll be 3rd and 5.
And that's you look at that down and distance, 5 yards for a first down, and you would take that on most series. And a couple of times you run your bell cow up the middle and see if he can break one. Now we'll see if we can pitch one to the outside and find a receiver.
Andrew Dion, White off to his left side. They're going to run White out of the backfield. Throw the
wow.
slant. Nobody's open,
Yeah.
and that'll bring up 4th down.
That was a surprising throw there by Dion, as there was you look at Noah Thomas, he had 2 guys around him, and that ball was pretty much an impossible one to catch.
That'll bring on the punt team for Rose-Hulman. Not very much time has run off the clock when these two teams are playing. You're going to see a lot of football for the amount of time as incomplete passes stop the clock, and quick offense really moves this thing quite along. So punt formation for Rose-Hulman. Back, they got a nice punt.
Very returnable.
And an opportunity. Hanover with the football. They'll have it at the 47 when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
Everybody clap your hands. Cha-cha now, y'all. Turn it out. Oh, yeah. Cha-cha, real smooth.
Wazinski, quarterback. They'll set this one back. Move motion to the outside. They'll give the ball to Cone up the middle, and he'll pick up about 3 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 7. These two teams have really fought it out here the last couple years, and I don't know if they just necessarily don't like each other, if they're just playing so hard. You're seeing the best effort by both of these clubs as they're fighting for 2 things. One, the conference championship, and the second one is a berth in the NCAA Division III playoff. Empty backfield. 3 receivers bottom of your screen, 2 at the top of your screen. Wazinski takes the snap. Pump again. He's got a man down the sideline.
He's out of bounds, though.
He was pushed out of bounds, and they'll say that's an incomplete pass. That'll bring up 3rd and 7.
You could see Wazinski hopping around back there looking for an open receiver, going through his progressions. The pressure was around, and he kind of felt it, but he wasn't in imminent danger, I guess you would say. But he did a good job to get that ball out of there.
So a big 3rd down play. Ball rests across the 50-yard line, which is a big thing for Hanover. They're still trying to keep the field position and keep Rose-Hulman back towards there.
They go coverage at the bottom of your screen. That's a little safety, though.
Man, but it's cover 2 over the top. They'll throw this one, and it
Pick.
is picked.
Pick.
Is
That's
it
a pick.
picked? They say it hit the ground.
Oh, no. I thought he got his
Line
hands under
judge
that.
says it hit the ground. There's a Rose-Hulman player down on the field.
Hanover.
A Hanover player down on the field. And we'll take a short break. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on Indiana Sports Network.
It's a Union Center for Sports Medicine injury timeout. Union Health doctors and certified athletic trainers take care of athletes at 12 Wabash Valley High Schools, Rose-Hulman, and St. Mary of the Woods College. And they can take care of you. Let Union Center for Sports Medicine get you back in the game. Call 812-242-3005 for an appointment. Union Health, healthier together.
The Car Hop Classic for just $2.99 is the perfect 1-2 punch of flavor and value.
Time that.
You need a trainer to help you eat the burger?
Hey, stay out of this.
Don't get in my head, man. There's barely room for me in there.
Hurry in and try quarter-pound double cheeseburger or 6-inch Philly plus tots for $2.99.
It's a Union Center for Sports Medicine injury timeout. You don't have to be an athlete to suffer from joint pain. Union Health now offers same-day orthopedic care. Call 812-242-3005 for an appointment and let the Wabash Valley Sports Medicine experts take care of your knee, hip, or shoulder pain. Union Health, healthier together. Terre Haute, a great place to stay and play. Restaurants, hotels, motels, and campgrounds, there's something for everyone. Terre Haute is the home away from home for students of Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology, St. Mary of the Woods College, and Indiana State University, where there are always great educational activities and sporting events. Enjoy the Children's Museum. Terre Haute hosts Blues at the Crossroads Downtown Music Fest, Rib Fest, and the Banks of the Wabash Festival. Plus, the HCAC Quarter Midget Championship, open wheel racing at the Action Track, and 5 national college and state high school cross-country championships at the famed Laverne Gibson cross-country course. There's plenty to do and enjoy in Terre Haute, so come stay and play. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
And we'll be ready to play here in just a moment or so. 52, the Hanover player injured on this one. Offensive lineman Cameron McClure is who it looks like. Sophomore from Jeffersonville, Indiana. Looks like an ankle injury, and he didn't want to put any weight on that one. We'll take him over to the sideline, see if they can get him set up. See him at the top of the screen as they'll set him down and really look at that. Punt formation now for Hanover, as they'll set back to do that. The punter is Braden Oberholzen. He'll punt this one away inside the 20. It'll bound around inside the 10.
Get in there.
And it's in the end zone. It'll be a touchback. Rose-Hulman will gain possession at the 20 when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
This junior garlic butter burger is so juicy. The butter really brings out the flavor.
Well said, Peter.
You're kind of buttering me up. What did you do?
You're just a really good friend.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Grab a $2.99 junior garlic butter bacon burger with tots before they're gone.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Sonic's got all my fair faves.
Cheddar peppers,
Rose-Hulman
99
with
cent
the
corn
football.
dogs,
It'll
Oreo a
be
la
first
mode.
and
I love
10
the fair.
from the 20-yard line. Andrew Dion, Garrett White set to his left side. They'll hand it to White. White up the middle, makes a nice move. Trevor with the tackle, gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd and 5.
5 yards on first down. You take that every time, don't you, Herb?
You really do, and with White, that's what they've been able to do is run the football. That's where they've had their bigger plays. They haven't been able to throw it very well, but running the football, White has been pretty much a good workhorse for him, picking up most of the yardage for Rose-Hulman on the afternoon. White again with the guard pulling. Nice play. He'll pick up 4, and it'll be 3rd down and 1 from the 29. So really close to that first down marker, but he's just a yard short. And if you're doing that, when you can see it happening over and over, as the running game is there, the passing game, it's a little more difficult for Rose-Hulman right now until they can get Hanover to commit to that run a little bit more. Hellier in the backfield along with White. They'll check the play one more time and reevaluate what they're going to do to run the football here. Inside, Hellier. They'll give it up, and White picks up the first down. 1st and 10, Rose-Hulman. He crosses the 30-yard line.
Looking like maybe a little second effort there, as I thought he was going to be hemmed in for a no gain, but he was able to get that first down. So we'll see what Rose does after they pick up that big first down to get this drive moving.
Continuing to use the H-back now. White, he'll take the ball. Nope, pulled up Dion, looking down the middle. They've got Noah Thomas, and no, they're going to call a penalty flag.
Yeah. He had a hand. He had one hand was trying to catch the ball, the other was being impeded. So I thought they were going to be able to get that flag. It came in just a little bit late.
And he had Thomas open by just a step. It would have had to be an almost perfect pass. It wasn't quite there. But at the same time, enough contact in the secondary, we're going to have a pass interference. Again, pass interference in college football is a 15-yard penalty. That'll place the ball to 46. It'll be 1st and 10 for Rose-Hulman.
Looked like it was Big Ben Panet that was in coverage there for Hanover. I thought the coverage was pretty good. It just put his hands on him at the end, trying to keep him from making that big gainer. Which, look at the numbers. You grab him to keep him because he had him by a step.
2 receivers at the top of the screen, 2 to the bottom. White takes the ball up the middle. He will gain nothing on that one, and as he's bottled up immediately by the Hanover front.
That front is stout, and they've been doing a great job. Only surrendered 20 points all conference season long, and of course that being 5 games leading up into this one. And
Devontae Hardiman with that tackle, number 5. Dion goes to throw. He had a man down the side, and he's rolling downside, and Hellier couldn't grab a hold of the football. Decent pass, but the opportunity was there. He just couldn't hold it in.
Just a little hot. If we put a little bit more touch on that ball, the receiver was by his man by a step and a half, and that one had a little bit too much mustard on it for him to catch that.
that front line of Matt Ryer, Cope, B.J. Williams, and Devontae Hardiman have been really pushing towards Rose-Hulman this entire afternoon from a pass
Could
standpoint.
be a hold. That's a hold.
Got a hold. There's
Yeah.
a pass completed. This one goes to Thomas, but it looks like it will have a holding calls right in that spot where it's easily going to find out. And
Herb, if I see it, then you know the referee's going to see it.
Well, I'm a football coach. We never see holds. That's no one sees them. That's just what happens. A 10-yard penalty, they'll march that one back. It'll be 3rd and potentially 20, unless they're going to say he was short and make it 4th and 1. I don't think they'll do that.
I definitely would not do that. Got to march this thing off. Help play field position. If you 4th and 1, you know Rose is going to go for that. A lot of conversation out there right now.
That's what they're talking about. Is it going to be 4th and 1? Or is it going to be, or are they going to take him back 3rd and 20?
You got to take 3rd and 20. Yeah, there should be. That's a no-brainer. If it's 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, you can't turn that penalty down. You got to make it 3rd down. Especially looking at where they are on the field. Rose-Hulman goes for that 100 times out of 100.
And they are going to take him back.
Yeah.
And in that process, Matt Theobald, the Hanover grad, a 96 Hanover grad, he's in his 4th year for Hanover, has really turned the program around from being doormat in the conference to winning the conference last year. And again, they're leading the conference with an undefeated record right now, and they need to win this ball game to win the conference outright. Andrew Dion, the quarterback for Rose-Hulman. Garrett White offset to his right side. Play action to go to throw, and right down the middle, and no, it's incomplete. It'll bring up 4th down, and that penalty really helped to flip the field for Hanover potentially on this one as they took it back. And that's the end of the first quarter as we'll go to the second. Hanover leads Rose-Hulman 7-6 when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
Terre Haute, a great place to stay and play. Restaurants, hotels, motels, and campgrounds, there's something for everyone. Terre Haute is the home away from home for students of Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology, St. Mary of the Woods College, and Indiana State University, where there are always great educational activities and sporting events. Enjoy the Children's Museum. Terre Haute hosts Blues at the Crossroads Downtown Music Fest, Rib Fest, and the Banks of the Wabash Festival. Plus the HCAC Quarter Midget Championship, open wheel racing at the Action Track, and 5 national college and state high school cross-country championships at the famed Laverne Gibson cross-country course. There's plenty to do and enjoy in Terre Haute, so come stay and play. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Bright, sunshiny day, and I think that's part of the reason why Hanover was having trouble fielding the punt in the first quarter. They're going to pound this one up. Hanover will have a chance to return this one. Picked up by number 1, and he's up the left sideline, picks up about 14 yards on the return. Hanover will have it 1st and 10 when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
The Car Hop Classic for just $2.99 is the perfect 1-2 punch of flavor and value.
Time that!
You need a trainer to help you eat the burger?
Hey, stay out of this.
Don't get in my head, man. There's barely room for me in there.
Hurry in and try quarter-pound double cheeseburger or 6-inch Philly plus tots for $2.99.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
So Jackson Doherty with a 15-yard return will set the Hanover offense at their own 45. But that's still a far cry from having the ball inside the 20. 3 receivers to the bottom of your screen. Quarterback will set up, hands the ball off to Cone. He's making moves and picks up about 4 yards, and it's their version of what's going on. It's virtually the same 2 offenses running at each other.
And Cone very patient when he was trying to make his run there, waiting as the blockers to get a little bit of push. And both these offensive lines trying to make up holes in the middle, and both defensive lines trying to plug holes. And talked about, I mean, these two teams, where they run their offenses, they are very similar.
Noah Wazinski, the quarterback. Cone, they're looking on the inside. They'll give it to Cone with a counter off the left side.
Tackle.
A great play for Rose-Hulman, number 54. That's Bryce Mefford, the 6'5", 220-pound defensive end from Waverly, West Virginia. Just hauls him down by grabbing his arm.
And I don't care how much motion, how many, tricks you throw, you keep your eyes on Cone because there's a good chance he's going to get that ball coming out of the backfield. And he also was a very willing and able catch, somebody to catch the ball out of the backfield as well.
Closed bunch formation here at the bottom of the screen. 3 receivers. They're looking. Set back. They've got a man, and he overthrows him.
Yeah.
Had a man wide open in the flat for a first down and just missed him. And that'll bring up 4th down. Ball rests at the 50-yard line, and out comes the punt team for Hanover.
They also had a couple of guys in the route in the same vicinity, and that's never good, Herb. You diagram these plays. That's not the way you diagram it with guys 5 feet from each other, is it?
He had the man open in the flat. If he takes him, he's going to gain 3 to 5. And you needed 5 for the first down. He tried to gain the corner route, and effectively the corner route was the only guy that had somebody on him, and he wasn't able to run it deep enough.
The way Cone was blocking, the way he tried that shot block, makes you think that was the throw that they wanted him to make all along.
Yeah, they wanted to get it out of his hands very quickly. Yep. Punt formation, bad snap, a little over his head, but he puts it up. It'll go down towards the 20.
What a bounce.
Oh, what a bounce for Hanover. It's going to go inside the 15, and that's where Rose-Hulman will end up with the football. We'll return for more on Indiana Sports Network.
At Lynn's Pharmacy, we're more than just your pharmacist. We're your neighbors.
Our kids go to the same schools.
We eat at the same restaurants. We sit next to you in church.
When I listen to a symptom.
When I fill a prescription.
When I offer advice, I'm not just helping a customer. I'm helping my neighbor and a friend. My name is Lynn Hofstetter, and I'm the proud owner of Lynn's Pharmacy, a modern pharmacy with old-fashioned values and personal service dedicated to keeping you, your family, and our community healthy since 1872.
Here at Lynn's Pharmacy.
Play action. They'll run Dion out, throw the out to Noah Thomas, and there were 3 guys for Hanover right there.
It just, predetermining where you're going with the ball, and they know everybody. I talked about it 2 weeks ago. Everybody in the conference knows where Rose wants to go with the ball if they throw it down the field. Make them go somewhere else, and Hanover doing a fantastic job of taking Noah Thomas out of the play, especially down the field.
Hellier and Dobbs are the tight ends. 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers are going to hand the ball. No, play action to White. They're throwing the ball down the sideline. It could be, almost picked off. It was thrown inside as they just couldn't get the ball deep enough on that one, as Thomas was the deep man, and they're going to call a hold off the side. I don't think it'll be interference. I think it'll be actually a holding call, but we'll see what the officials come up with. Either way, it'll be on the defense.
I didn't even see the flag there.
It'll be pass interference called against Hanover. They said he got him when the ball was in the air.
Wow. Okay. Well,
it happened early when the ball was just thrown. There was contact up there, and the flag came in.
Was it enough for a flag?
Yeah.
What do you think? Okay.
I thought it was a hold. I didn't think it was the other. I thought he held him before he got deep on him. They're trying to get Noah Thomas matched up one-on-one. That's probably their best opportunity with 2 tight ends and run the football. And here they go again. Unbalanced line for Rose-Hulman. Hand the ball to White over the left side, and he gets wrapped up for a yard or 2 loss. Give him 2 yards loss on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 12.
Great pursuit by Hanover right there as they sold out to the run. He had multiple guys there trying to make that tackle.
Sub into the ball game. Adam Sturgeon, a junior from West Lafayette, comes in as a wide receiver, and coming out will be Dobbs. Hellier, the 8th back now in the backfield. Garrett White, the lone setback. Hellier in motion, and ball hits Hellier. It's on the ground, and fumble just picked up by Rose-Hulman. They averted disaster right there.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Disaster averted, as that could have been extremely problematic, given the ball back to Hanover very close to the red zone. You save yourself the ball in that field position, but now you have a 3rd and very long when you've had all kinds of trouble getting the ball down the field.
Zimmerman, Thomas, Hellier, and Sturgeon are the wide receivers. 3 of them to the bottom. Zimmerman's at the top of the screen. White, the lone setback. They'll play action pass. They're throwing the ball down the left sideline to Thomas. and nothing there.
Well, he didn't see the ball, and either did the corner. Neither one of those guys saw the ball. Thomas was trying to – if he'd have seen the ball, I think he could have maybe fought and maybe sold a flag, but I don't think he saw the ball to make that happen. So,
no, they went with the wheel route with Thomas trying to get the one-on-one coverage. The corner was there over the top of him real easily, and if the corner turns around, he has a clear path for the football.
That's right.
Punt formation for Rose-Hulman. Punter stands at the 10-yard line. Got this one up, and a fair catch has been called for and caught, and that's where Hanover will take possession at the 45 when we return on Indiana Sports Network. Wazinski hands it off to Cone. Cone picks up a yard. He just falls forward for 1 yard. We talk about this when both these teams are supposed to be the high-powered offenses, and it's been the defenses that have really controlled this one. Both of them. They don't give him a yard. They say he fell right at the start of it. So 2nd and 10.
We look at Hanover and the way their schedule is played out. Their defense is. I mean, the offense is scoring a lot of points, but their defense is really mothering a lot of teams. And we talked to Coach Sokol. One of the first things he mentions is defense first. And so defense is really making the plays out here.
Swing out of the backfield. He had almost a touchdown. Cone had nothing but green in front of him, and he couldn't haul it in.
I talked about Cone and how well he catches the ball out of the backfield. Maybe I jinxed him. That young man had plenty of room to roam as Cone. Boy, he just flat dropped it. You just don't see that.
There was nothing in front of him for 20 yards. He had a chance to bust that one in the open. Whether he would have scored or not is debatable, but he had the first down and a whole lot more.
Andrew Hess was trying to track him down, and I know he's very glad that Cone dropped.
4-man rush for Rose-Hulman. 2 receivers, top and bottom for Hanover. They'll step back to throw. He's got a man right at the sticks, and it's a first down.
That's Frank once again, and that's just a big young man, and that boy, I'm telling you, when you're 6'5" and you run routes as well as he does, a big target and a great job by Wazinski to just step up in the pocket one step and make a great throw.
Their speed man, though, Taylor Bleistein, has only had one real catch, and that was a touchdown.
Yep.
So they've really bottled up. Everybody's bottling up the other guy's big play. Two backs in a backfield.
You see deep safety right now.
Cone, motion out. They'll give the ball to the other man off the left sideline, and there it goes. 41 down the sideline, and he's out of bounds. Otherwise, he'd have scored.
And that's what I've been looking for. Walt Bollinger is I'm kind of surprised that he's just now getting into the ball game, and Hanover will go 2 backs in some situations where it looks like they will right here as well. And Ballinger's just a load, and he's a tough guy to bring down.
Well, Cone's been the guy that's led them in multiple instances. He catches the ball, like you said, well out of the backfield, even though he didn't get the one for the big play. But, again, Ballinger with a nice run now on that counter. Cone up the middle as they'll pound it inside. They're inside the 20 now in the red zone. It'll be 2nd and 6. Ball rests at the 19.
And now this Rose defense is really going to have to stand up strong. You got just a shade under 10 minutes. You got to remember Hanover gets the ball to begin the second half, so you start to think about those type of things. And
Ballinger checks out. Coda Mannion, checks in. Is that who we have? 32? Might be the dual number thing again.
Yeah.
Doherty off the left side, and he'll pick up close to the first down yardage. He only gained 4. They needed 2 more to go. It'll be 3rd and 2.
Doherty's got flat. He's got wheels, man, and I think it was a great job. Pursuit coming from the middle of the field by Rose to keep him from getting that first down, because Doherty definitely was hunting that 5'10" senior from Greenwood.
And I'm telling you right now, it doesn't matter whether it's 3rd or 4th down. You're going to see the Hanover offense pounding on this one.
I agree.
Cone's been the man to pound it forward. We'll see what happens. 38 is the guy who came into the ball game for Hanover, and that's George Kurtz, the sophomore tight end from Owensboro, Kentucky, and he's there as the H-back.
Frank at the bottom of the screen.
Cone off the left side. He's got the
Oh,
first on the board. Touchdown, Hanover.
Had him bottled up for a brief moment, and then he just changes course, hits that cutback, and goes to the house.
So Hanover on the board, it's 13-6, and more importantly, we're looking at extra points in this one since Rose missed the first one. We'll see what happens. Hanover's been able to hit most of theirs throughout the season. Their place kicker, Austin Sturrer. He really did a nice job at warm-ups. Does he get this one? He does, and it's 14-6. Hanover with a lead, 8:55 left to go in the second period. We'll be back for more on Indiana Sports Network.
We were choosing colors for the house, and I stopped and looked at Mike and said, "We're really doing this, aren't we?" The process was challenging, but Riddell was there for us every step of the way. The mortgage, closing, they eased our stress. It made sense when Mike said,
"We're really doing this."
Mortgage loans made easy from Riddell. Making friends since 1885.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
So Hanover puts another touchdown on the board here. They have one in the first part of the first quarter, and now here midway through the second, they picked up their second touchdown.
You know, you mentioned Hanover scoring in the first quarter. I've been kind of chronicling this season. Nobody scored against Rose in the first quarter since the Mount Union game, and Hanover able to do that on, I believe it was their first drive, able to put points on the board. So
they're going to pound this one. They kick it deep.
Returnable.
Ball at the 19 and off to the side. Open hole and ball over the 30-yard line.
Oh, he was down.
And they're going to call him down. Ball to 32, and that's where Rose-Hulman will have possession when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball.
Andrew Dion with an out, throws it out there to Hellier. He can't get his hands on it, overthrows him. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Boy, Andrew Dion just not himself today. I don't know, you hate to say it's the big moment, but boy, it's a big moment. You need your quarterback to deliver the ball, and you've seen a couple of times whether it be high or low behind guys. I know he's been having to put ball in tight windows, but he had an open receiver. You got to hit that on first down.
Just need to relax a little bit. Just throw the ball.
Just tight.
Rose-Hulman with the H-back in the backfield, motion across. They'll play action. They'll hand it up the middle, and there goes White for a nice run. He'll pick up 7 yards. It'll bring up 3rd and 3.
Like you mentioned, being able to hit the hole and get 7 yards on that. That's a big gain for 2nd down to give you 3rd and very manageable. Not the spot that we thought we'd see. It'll be more 3rd, 4, but you have an injured player down as well for Hanover.
And with that injury timeout, we'll take one as well. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
It's a Union Center for Sports Medicine injury timeout. Let the Wabash Valley sports medicine experts take care of you. The Union Center for Sports Injury Clinic is open Saturday mornings from 9 to 10 a.m. at South 6th Street in downtown Terre Haute. No appointment is necessary. Union Health. Healthier together. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
And B.J. Williams from Rome, Georgia, goes out of the ball game. He appears to be okay. He's walking over. They're going to reevaluate on the sideline. They'll see what goes on. Andrew Dion takes the snap. He's got a man to the outside, gives it up to Zimmerman. Does he break the tackle? He doesn't. Nice tackle that time for Hanover by number 10, the defensive back, Kiefer Askrew, the sophomore from Warner Robins, Georgia, and a first down for Rose-Hulman.
Wouldn't be surprised if he played a little Little League baseball down there, you think? Chances are.
Could be.
Yeah, who knows?
Thomas in the slot at the top of the screen along with Dion takes the snap. He'll step back, throws a quick out on the outside, and it's caught.
2 receptions in a row on 2 back-to-back passes. First time we've been able to say that today for Andrew Dion and these Rose-Hulman Fighting Engineers, trying to get a little drive going.
Ballard and Thomas at the bottom of your screen. Zimmerman at the top. H-back is Dobbs. White is the tailback. They'll run motion. They'll hand it. No play action. They're trying to go deep. They got a man down the side. And third catch in a row for Rose-Hulman as they're right now. Andrew Dion is finding his measurement, so to speak, and throwing the football. He's able to put it right on the money.
And that's just a case of I know where the ball is and you don't, as that the intended target was able to break and go back towards the ball because the defense originally was in the best position to bat it down or intercept it. I think that was Trieber out there.
White with the catch and a first down. Rose-Hulman inside the 30. They'll give it out to Garrett White, picking and choosing his way. He'll pick up just 2 yards. They'll throw him back, and it'll bring up 2nd and 8.
Last time, the first time Hanover scored, Rose did a great job on the next drive, come back and respond by getting a touchdown drive of their own. Another injured player for Hanover.
And he'll take an injury pause. We will too. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on Indiana Sports Network.
It's a Union Center for Sports Medicine injury timeout. Union Health doctors and certified athletic trainers take care of athletes at 12 Wabash Valley High Schools, Rose-Hulman, and St. Mary of the Woods College. And they can take care of you. Let Union Center for Sports Medicine get you back in the game. Call 812-242-3005 for an appointment. Union Health, healthier together. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Pretty small, didn't you? And Matt Ryer is the injured player. He's on his own as he walked off and literally jogged off the field. Andrew Dion at quarterback. He'll step up, throw the ball one outside, and there's where he gets a little bit too mustard.
You have to hit that throw. You have to hit the and let me step back and say I don't know whose fault that was. Obviously a timing play. Maybe it was Noah Thomas that didn't break correctly, but it looked like to me, outsider looking in, that Dion just needed to put it on him. And once again, obviously a timing pattern, but wherever the breakdown is, you have to make that completion. You guys have got to be on the same page at this point in the ball game in a crucial drive right now.
2 receivers to the top, 2 to the bottom, 3rd and 8. Dion steps back to pass. He's got a man open down the middle, throws it up.
Boy.
It's off his fingertips and incomplete. It'll bring up 4th down. So a 4th down play, ball rests at the 25, and it's in that no man's land. They're going to go for it.
How about the play by Kiefer Askew once again? We just talked about him a minute ago. Great play, great break on the ball, and get his hands in there to break up the pass reception.
And for Rose-Hulman, they bring in the spread package. There is no tight end. There's no H-back. Dion and Andrew Dion will be the quarterback set alongside of Garrett White. He'll step back to pass. Pressure up the middle. He is sacked. And with that, the turnover will give the ball to Hanover. And we'll come back for more action. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
The leaves are falling and so are the prices at York Chevy Buick on U.S. Highway 40 in Brazil. This month only, we have new Silverados up to $11,000 off. Sign and drive leases are back. The all-new Trax, $199 per month. Buick Encore, $179 per month. And the Chevy Colorado Crew Cab, so it's $247 per month. Stop by York Chevy Buick on US 40 in Brazil, where we're not number one, you are.
We're not number one.
You are.
You're number one at York.
Hanover shifts in this one. Tackle over. They're going to hand the ball up. Here comes Cone off the right side. He's got nice room on the right. And he'll pick up about 8, make it 9 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd and 1.
Motion, smoke, mirrors. Cone still gets the ball. You gotta know what that young man is, because I'm telling you what, if he sees a little bit of daylight as he goes out right now, gets a little breather here, as he sees a little bit of daylight, he's going to make it pay. And
they're really doing a nice job in moving that front and occasionally pick up. And it's a first down play coming out of a break is when they usually gain their big play. Hammered up the middle. Here comes Ballinger. Does he get the first down? They're going to say
close,
yes, he
very
does.
Close. Yeah.
They give him the first down. where the line judge is going, and they signal for a first down.
Had he just stormed right up the hole, he would not have gotten that first down. But he saw the block hadn't quite developed, so he waited a tick. He waited that one beat, and that allowed the offensive line to get just enough push for him to follow back up, get that first down.
And 1st and 10 now for Hanover. 2 receivers to the top, to the bottom of the screen. Ballinger, the setback. Wazinski, he'll hand it to Ballinger. Trey off the left side, and he's got big room, and he's fast. Goes down the left sideline and out of bounds. He'd have made a cutback. He possibly could have gone the distance.
That's not his thing, though. You're not going to see a whole lot of cutbacks from him, I don't think. And, boy, I'm telling you, when Hanover wants to run the ball, they run left side. And that's just what you're going to see from these guys. And, once again, that left side paid huge dividends as they had plenty of room to roam, and Ballinger did not waste any time.
They bring that buck sweep off the edge, and nobody was there. Cone back in as the running back beside Wazinski. Wazinski, he'll hand it to Cone. Cone off the left side, bounces around. He'll pick up 3, 4, maybe 5 yards. We'll see where they mark him out of bounds.
And that's the difference between these two backs. Ballinger is going to make pretty much going to make one cut, and he's going upfield. Cone, he's got a little more Walter Payton in him. And I know Walter Payton was a tough guy. He's got a little Walter Payton, little Barry Sanders. He's going to dance a little bit. He's going to wait. He's going to make you miss. He's going to change directions 2 and 3 times. He is fun to watch. I'm telling you. Both these guys are fun to watch. But, man, Cone is as appealing to the eye if you're watching this guy.
Tight end in the ball game is Kurtz. They're using him as an H-back. 3 receivers now, bottom of the screen with Kurtz as the H-back. They'll bonus up. They've got a man, a crossing route. They've got a man down the sideline, and they're going to get the interference call on that one.
Yeah.
And everybody, including your grandma, could call that one.
Jackson Doherty out there in the route. And he was trying to fight and get back to the ball, and he was being held all over the place.
That'll move the football half the distance from the 30 down to the 15-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 from the 15. And if you're a statistical guy, that's exactly where you want to have the football, 1st and 10. Right at the 15-yard line gives you a chance to score and or to put the ball down towards the 5 to get another first down and pound it in.
How about this big drive here at the end of the half for Hanover, where just a shade under 4 minutes to go in this half, and they, like I said, they get the ball first to begin that second half.
Cone, the lone setback, Wazinski. Motion across into trips. They're going to hand it to Cone. No, he boots it out. He's got a man wide open at the 10, and he hauls it in. Gain of 5. They'll say 5.5 yards on this, and no, they'll say 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Pika, 6'1", senior from Delray Beach, Florida, is able to get a little closer to the goal line here.
2nd and 5. Ball rests just inside the 10-yard line. Ballinger comes in. So 2 running backs in the backfield for Hanover.
Hanover being very deliberate as they're kind of playing the clock right now, and rightly so.
Wazinski, flanked by Ballinger in a motion out. They're all motioning out. They'll throw it out. He's got a man open. Cone,
What'd
touchdown.
I tell you? It doesn't matter how much you motion, how many smoke and mirrors you throw. You got to keep your eyes on Cone. Came out the backfield, did not drop this one. Easy touchdown, pitch and catch. Hanover.
And Hanover goes up 20-6.
How was he that wide open?
They just got, I don't know if they got a natural pick or a rub in there, but automatically got him just off the edge. And there were people close, but not close enough to tackle him. Extra point is up, and it's good. And that makes the score 21-6. Hanover with the lead over Rose-Hulman. We'll return for more action. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on Indiana Sports Network.
Everybody clap your hands. Cha-cha now, y'all. Turn it out. Oh, yeah. Cha-cha, real smooth.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
So Hanover, with a huge drive, they just marched the ball right down the field, systematically score. 3 minutes left to go here in the first half, and Rose-Hulman desperately needs to try to stick at some points on the board here before halftime.
Oh, they need 7. They flat out. Field goal won't do right now. They need 7 with Hanover getting the ball to begin the second half. Rose had a really tough time moving the ball and staying drives. They got to come up with something here on this.
Steerer kicks the ball down inside the 10. And returning it for Rose-Hulman, they'll get the ball out to the 27-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Rose-Hulman. And we've talked about this before, just watching Rose-Hulman's offense take off on this one. If they get things rolling just a little bit, they're okay. They had a really nice drive down here and just couldn't finish the drive when we got the ball to the 30-yard line and just had a hard time picking up that first down.
It's like, what do you do when you get hit in the mouth? And right now, frankly, Hanover's hitting him in the mouth a couple of times. So how do you respond from it on this big stage? You'll see what they do right here.
Tight end and 2 backs in the backfield. Noah Thomas off the right side. He'll pick up some yardage and runs really hard. Let's see where they mark him out of bounds. It'll be at the 32-yard line. Still gain 5 yards on it.
No pity-patting on that one as the contact is imminent. You smash up in there and get as many yards as you can. And moving Noah Thomas around, trying to get their playmaker with the ball in space. And that's the most space he's had all day right there, Herb.
Approaching 2:20 left to go here in the first half. 3 receivers to the bottom of the screen and a missed snap and a timing issue right there, and that'll cost them 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 10.
That's a tough situation to have. He never won a penalty, but this is a tough situation where you're trying to start a drive. It's a tough situation to get this penalty. Because the last thing you want, Herb, because you know they're going to pass the ball on one of these downs. The last thing you want to do is give the ball back to Hanover at midfield with the $1:30 to go.
And giving them an opportunity to throw a couple deep and get something going.
That's right.
2 receivers at the top of the screen, 2 to the bottom. Andrew Dion, he fumbled the snap. He'll go to pick it up. Got a man in his face. He's got a man open in the flats. Gets it out there. It's completed. He'll pick up 4 yards, and another Hanover player, they said it hit the ground. It's incomplete. And with that, Maxwell Hatch was the intended receiver. There's another Hanover player on the ground, and we'll take a short break. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on Indiana Sports Network.
It's a Union Center for Sports Medicine injury timeout. Let the Wabash Valley sports medicine experts take care of you. The Union Center for Sports Injury Clinic is open Saturday mornings from 9 to 10 a.m. at South 6th Street in downtown Terre Haute. No appointment is necessary. Union Health. Healthier together. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Chase Cope was the injured Panther. He's up and on his own, walked off the field. We'll probably see him back here very shortly. Dion gets set. They'll reset the play and get things ready to go. 3 receivers bottoming a screen. Ready for that pass opportunity. Got a man right in his face. Dion steps up, makes the throw to Thomas, and he's knocked to the ground. Ball comes off his hands. That'll bring up 4th down.
Cornell Dash on the play there. Another 6'1" DB from Evansville. And I don't care if you're a wide receiver or a DB. You're about 6 feet, 6'1" for this group, aren't you?
You really are. The other part is they're able to recruit in that part of Indiana, Cincinnati, down into, you can see players from Georgia, other areas that are not known to be in Indiana.
Right.
And they're able to do a nice job, and they really turn things around. Forced snap, picked up, fair catch caught for at the 45, and that's where Hanover will take possession with 1:52 left to go here in the first half.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
Wazinski landed off. No, he's got a man open on the outside. And
you got to have it.
Is it?
No. You got to have it. Went right through his arms, and Sal had an opportunity to make that play for his defense. And boy, he really sold out, leapt in the air, but just, man, you got to grab that ball. I know it's a tough one. It's easy for me to say, right, Herb? But when you have a chance like that to make a play for your defense, got to make it.
Hanover with the football, 1:47 left to go here in the first half. They have the ball at the 45. They lead.
Good block.
Wazinski down the middle, no off to the side. He'll pick up the first down. A really nice throw and catch.
Credit
First
Sean
down.
Cone with that block, though. He picked up the blitzer coming from the linebacker position and upended him. A great block. That's what you want your running back to do.
Clock's moving. Right about 1:30 when we're going to snap this one. Wazinski hands the ball to Cone over the right side. And there it is again. There's a hold, and they got that one.
Yeah.
This time the defensive end, I'm like, man, why isn't the end being set there? And there you can tell why. He just bear hugged him and threw him down. So with that 10-yard penalty, that'll move it back and make it about 1st and 20.
You know, I mentioned you don't want to give Hanover the ball with $1:30 to go. When they got the ball with $1:50, even with this penalty, there's a minute and almost 30 seconds to go. They have plenty of time. I believe they have their full complement of timeouts. Nobody's used timeout yet. Nobody's had to with so many injury timeouts, but they've got plenty of time. So the Rose defense is really going to have to stand up. You do not want to go down 4 scores at the halftime break.
Another 1st and 20 right now for Hanover. Looking the outside,
Screen.
they'll throw it. There's a screen
Yeah.
up the middle, and he's got big yardage. He's at the 41-yard line. He picked up 14.
Frank's got, 3 or 4 grabs here today. There's that big target coming to go over the middle on that inside screen. Picks up good yardage. The third manageable.
2nd and 7. So it's just 2nd down. Wazinski throws it deep down the left sideline. Stop.
Ooh.
And he just about had the back shoulder fade for a big play. Just went off the fingertips of the receiver.
It was definitely there. Just the throw sailed a little wide on him as the timing was there. The defense had no idea the back shoulder. That's an impossible play to defend almost. But when the ball's there, the routes run well, it's going to be a completion 9.5 out of 10 times.
For Rose-Hulman, a big 3rd down play right here. And if you're Hanover, if you don't get this, you have to decide if you're going to go for it on 4th.
Right here, I would.
Cone in the backfield, motion across the trips. They're going to give it off the left side again, and there he goes.
Matter.
He's got the first down. It'll go out of bounds at the 30.
Does not matter. You're going left side. The blocking on the left side has been so good this first half and probably all season for Hanover. You watch tape. It's left side running, left side running, left side running. They just feast over there.
Well, the other part is it's been short side of the field. So the ball rests on that left hash. It could be just short side and just continually pound the short side, and they believe their tackle's pretty good. Here comes a blitz package off the side. Got him wide open. Does he avoid him? Wazinski avoids him, and he'll go out of bounds inside the 30. That's a really headsy play by the quarterback as he's able to get down the left side, run out of bounds to stop the clock. Noah Wazinski with the nice play.
Wazinski is a young man that does have decent wheels. If he needs to get out of there and out of harm's way, he can definitely do that, and he did it right there.
So it'll be 2nd down, 41 seconds left to go. Rose-Hulman desperately needs to stop Hanover here. keep this ball game close going into the third quarter. Wazinski throws the fade down the right sideline, and it's picked off.
Oh,
he dropped it.
Oh, my goodness. Again, you
that-
have to make that interception. The ball was in the air far too long for Wazinski right there. Boy, it gives so much time for the safety to get over there, but you got to make that play.
Wazinski kind of shaking the cobwebs off there as he had a nice plant, and that's part of the reason it went off. They're going to call roughing the passer, which is going to give him a first down and move the ball inside down to the 15-yard line.
I missed it. Okay.
So that's why the ball probably sailed. Wazinski got rid of it, and then all of a sudden he just got hammered. And he was kind of searching for himself when he got up. He's shaking his arm and his hand and everything else, and he'll step back into quarterback Hanover again. 35 seconds now left to go, and Hanover's knocking on the door with a big opportunity for the Panthers. 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. Wazinski will hand the ball to Cone over the right side.
Yeah.
He's got a chance to break it down the
gone.
sideline. 10-5 down to the 2 and out of bounds.
Good thing he was close to the sideline and had to try to regain his balance. Good job by Frank downfield to get a nice block as well.
1st and goal at the 2. 3 timeouts remain for Hanover. So even with 28 seconds, 29 seconds, you can get a timeout every time here and not really bother you at all. You just keep pounding it. So they have a chance to run the football. That makes them even more dangerous. Cone, the single backfield. They'll hand it up the middle, and he walks in the end zone. Touchdown, Hanover, as they score right at the end of the second quarter, and it's been Cone.
Yeah, it has. And it's been Cone all season long. Comes into this game with over 1,000 yards, and it just sets the tone for the team. And I tell you, this is a very accomplished young man and just a junior. Just a junior when you look at Cone.
More importantly, that offensive line is just starting to chew up yardage.
Sure are.
Extra point is up, and it's good. It's 28-6. Hanover with the lead over Rose-Hulman. We'll return for more here on Indiana Sports Network.
At Lynn's Pharmacy, we're more than just your pharmacist. We're your neighbors.
Our kids go to the same schools.
We eat at the same restaurants. We sit next to you in church.
When I listen to a symptom.
When I fill a prescription.
When I offer advice, I'm not just helping a customer. I'm helping my neighbor and a friend. My name is Lynn Hofstetter, and I'm the proud owner of Lynn's Pharmacy, a modern pharmacy with old-fashioned values and personal service dedicated to keeping you, your family, and our community healthy since 1872.
Here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
So Hanover on a big series right at the end of the second quarter. They got the ball with a minute 50 left to go, and a 55-yard drive sticks the ball in the end zone, and there's still 25 seconds left to go here in the first half.
You can't draw it up much better than that, Herb, as far as getting the ball back, playing your little 2-minute drill, and not having to hurry a whole lot, and not even have to use a timeout. And that's just really impressive the way they were able to move the ball, got the benefit of the roughing the passer, and just sticking in the end zone to really put Rose in a hole.
Squib kick down the middle. Rose-Hulman will take it from the 25 down the middle. They'll get it up to the 37-yard line, and Rose-Hulman will have possession of the football here on the last possession of this first half. Again, Rose-Hulman has found their way back in several of the ball games this year, but after this first quarter, they just haven't been able to move the football very effectively on Hanover's defense, and you can credit the defense. Also, Rose-Hulman just needs to settle down, and when they throw it, make solid completions, not go for the big plays as much, and just continually move that football like they have all year. Play action pass. They're going to throw it off the edge. They've got a man open, and it's caught out here for a first down. Pass to Adam Sturgeon, a junior from West Lafayette, Indiana, and a timeout's been called. We'll take one as well. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on Indiana Sports Network.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
We want to thank our certified athletic trainers and the trainers that we have. Union Center for Sports Medicine is proud to be the official sports medicine provider for Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology. The certified athletic trainer for the Fighting Engineers is Scott Keller. Samir Bavishi and Jerry Palmer are from the Union Sports Medical Group serve as the team's doctors. Union Health caring for Rose-Hulman athletes, and we want to thank them as well. Andrew Dion sets back, throws the ball down the middle, and it's tip.
That was a duck coming out of his hand. That was an ugly throw. Oh, boy. It was not a tight spiral at all. And maybe it was a good thing because that could have been a pick. It was overthrown or led his target just a little bit too much. You look at this Hanover front. They've been able to get good push with 4. And you're not having to throw any blitzers.
No.
And makes that trying to throw the ball over the middle of the field, down the field, so tough.
And that's what they've done all year. Play action. Dion, he'll throw the ball off the edge. And is not able to get it there. It'll be an incomplete pass. 5 seconds now as you're going to see the ball thrown into the end zone here. Again, ball rests at the 45, and Dion's going to have to make a heave and get the ball into the end zone here, throwing it to this south side.
See if the pressure, the offensive line can hold up and give Dion enough time to be able to make this throw. So he's going to need a few seconds. He's going to call a timeout. Sokol's going to call a timeout.
So a timeout's been called. We'll take one as well. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball or it's not just about school. It's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
5 seconds left to go here in the first half. Rose-Hulman's called timeout. They're going to try to throw one into the end zone, see if they can get one in this one. Now, the old guys used to call this Big Ben. Like, throw it up, try to draw rain, see if you can get it to bounce around and get a pinball touchdown. Dion steps back to pass. Good pressure by Hanover. He'll throw it. It's down. It's short and picked off by Hanover. He's at the 20. 30, 40, 50,
Dion's still
40,
down too.
30, 20, and he scores.
And Dion's still down.
And Andrew Dion is still on the ground, and there's going to be a penalty flag. And with that one, there's a flag way back down here. We didn't see it at the start. That play will go all the way back, but a huge backbreaker for Hanover as they're able to pick the ball off at the end of the first half.
One of the offensive linemen for Hanover, when Dion was unloading the ball, he came from the backside and really drove him into the ground. Thought it was going to be roughing the passer on that play, and that was Dion took a major shot after he got rid of the ball.
Personal foul on the return team, and with that, it'll be a first down, and that should be the end of the half if they say no. Well, they'll have to take it and kneel on the ball there. We're going to take an injury timeout. We'll be right back with the end of the first half.
It's a Union Center for Sports Medicine injury timeout. Union Health doctors and certified athletic trainers take care of athletes at 12 Wabash Valley High Schools, Rose-Hulman, and St. Mary of the Woods College. And they can take care of you. Let Union Center for Sports Medicine get you back in the game. Call 812-242-3005 for an appointment. Union Health, healthier together.
The Car Hop Classic for just $2.99 is the perfect 1-2 punch of flavor and value.
Time that!
You need a trainer to help you eat the burger?
Hey, stay out of this.
Don't get in my head, man. There's barely room for me in there.
Hurry in and try quarter-pound double cheeseburger or 6-inch Philly plus tots for $2.99.
It's a Union Center for Sports Medicine injury timeout. You don't have to be an athlete to suffer from joint pain. Union Health now offers same-day orthopedic care. Call 812-242-3005 for an appointment and let the Wabash Valley sports medicine experts take care of your knee, hip, or shoulder pain. Union Health, healthier together.
And you can see they're carrying off number 75 for Rose-Hulman, and that's Nathan Griesbaum, the junior offensive lineman from St. Joseph, Michigan. And we'll see if he can return or do something that way. They're going to have him checked over in the sideline in the injury tent, see what's going on. Here's the last play of the first half, and Hanover will kneel. They'll go to halftime, leading Rose-Hulman 28-6. And again, Rose-Hulman had plenty of opportunities in this one. They just need to complete several of those key passes and see if they get back in this one. But for Hanover, they've just pushed the football down the field, especially in the second quarter. We're able to pick up 3 scores. They lead 28-6. We'll return for more, and we'll have our halftime show. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on Indiana Sports Network.
Terre Haute, a great place to stay and play. Restaurants, hotels, motels, and campgrounds, there's something for everyone. Terre Haute is the home away from home for students of Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology, St. Mary of the Woods College, and Indiana State University, where there are always great educational activities and sporting events. Enjoy the Children's Museum. Terre Haute hosts Blues at the Crossroads Downtown Music Fest, Rib Fest, and the Banks of the Wabash Festival. Plus, the HCAC Quarter Midget Championship, open wheel racing at the Action Track, and 5 national college and state high school cross-country championships at the famed Laverne Gibson cross-country course. There's plenty to do and enjoy in Terre Haute, so come stay and play.
We were choosing colors for the house, and I stopped and looked at Mike and said, "We're really doing this, aren't we?" The process was challenging, but Riddell was there for us every step of the way. The mortgage, closing, they eased our stress. It made sense when Mike said,
"We're really doing this."
Mortgage loans made easy from Riddell. Making friends since 1885.
Sonic's got all my fair faves.
Cheddar peppers, 99-cent corn dogs, Oreo a la mode. But there's no chicken on the Fair Faves menu, right?
No. Why do you ask?
No reason.
You're safe.
Hurry in. Fair Faves start at 99 cents and order ahead for happy hour anytime.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network. It's time for the halftime report on the Indiana Sports Network.
And welcome back. It's halftime, 28-6 in this ball game that's going to determine the Division III qualifier for the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference. And if you're looking at this one, really it's been basically all Hanover in the first half. They've really done a nice job in maintaining control of the football, and then defensively is where they've really shown. They've given up basically, they gave up this touchdown in this one, which was, again, off of a turnover. But most of the time, solid defense being played right now by Hanover.
It really is, and that's been their calling card all season long. And you look at the stats and what the offense has been able to do, moving the ball up and down the field all year and scoring 41, 42 points a game. But, man, this defense, they're rough. They're nasty, and they hit hard. They tackle well. They have – you mentioned the cover corners that they have are very athletic and have good size, and they make it very tough on you. When you can get pressure on the quarterback with your front four and not have to bring anybody from the second level, to come blitz, that allows you to have 7 in pass coverage, and that's going to make it extremely tough. When you have good corners and you can get there with your front four, and maybe not get the sack, but get into the backfield and make the quarterback move off of where he wants to go, then it's going to make it very tough for the majority of offenses. And you see that's why Rose really having a hard time here in this first half.
Well, defensive coordinators always talk about move him off his pedestal. He's sitting back there waiting to go. If you just make him move where he has to reshuffle his feet and get his body turned a little bit, and I'll tell you what, that's one thing Hanover's been able to do. And then secondary coverage-wise, they've done a really nice job double and almost triple covering Rose-Hulman's favorite receiver in Noah Thomas.
And that's – yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Noah Thomas is the guy who Rose-Hulman counts on to gain a lot of yards, and he really just hasn't been involved in the ball game very much at all in a normal fashion for him. It's been totally different.
It really has. And you seeing that many players around him, it's going to be up to somebody else Zimmerman, Sturgeon, Ballard, somebody else is going to have to step up and make some plays and beat somebody in one-on-one coverage. If Noah Thomas is getting double and triple covered, then you've got one-on-one anywhere else on the field. Even if it's White coming out of the backfield, it's going to have a linebacker on him. So somebody else is going to have to beat their man. And sometimes Noah Thomas be used as a decoy because they're and this is what most teams in the conference maybe wanted to do but haven't committed to or not really done. Hanover is really shutting down the offense by taking away Noah Thomas. And when you're down by 2-3 scores, hard to run the ball like you want to as well.
Yeah, and they've really tried to force Rose-Hulman to run the football, and for a while in the second period early on, Rose-Hulman moved the ball quite well, but it was between the 20s and not inside that red zone. Once they get down to the 30-yard line or so, the defense for Hanover stiffened up on the run and forced Rose-Hulman again to try to throw the football, and they just have not been as successful as they normally have been. And on the other hand, when you're talking about Hanover, they haven't thrown the ball super great either, but it's been the running game, and their guys have run the ball very hard. Their offensive line has done a great job. You just commented over and over about them running to their left side, and I say it's the short side of the field. The ball's been placed on that left hash, and they've just been pounding the ball, and you can see them going either direction. They ran it to the right several times as well, but the majority of their yardage has come from one simple play. They get that guard off the edge, they reach on the end, and their running back beats everybody to the edge, and Cone has done a great job with his speed. That's Sean Cone. And then the other guy occasionally that carried the ball, Walt Ballinger, the junior running back from Beech Grove, has really looked good as well.
Not a bad name either.
No, both of those guys, they just continue to run the ball very well, and I don't think Hanover's going to go away from running the football.
No, they won't, and they definitely should. We might actually see more run in the second half, and depending on how Rose is able to keep up, as far as their front line. If they start to wear down anymore, then Hanover's going to go, I'd say, 80-85% run and just ram it down their throat.
Well, this ball game is Hanover's at the half. We'll see if Rose-Hulman can come back. We're going to take a break, pause in our halftime show. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on Indiana Sports Network.
The leaves are falling and so are the prices at York Chevy Buick on U.S. Highway 40 in Brazil. This month only, we have new Silverados up to $11,000 off. Sign and drive leases are back. The all-new Trax, $199 per month. Buick Encore, $179 per month. And the Chevy Colorado Crew Cab, so it's $247 per month. Stop by York Chevy Buick on US 40 in Brazil, where we're not number one, you are.
We're not number one.
You are.
You're number one at York.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball, or it's not just about school. It's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
And welcome back to Rose-Hulman. It's halftime, 28-6, and Hanover with the lead over Rose-Hulman here in the HCAC, what is effectively the championship game. The winner of this one wins the conference title and ends up with the nod to get into the Division III national playoff. And with that opportunity, let's take a look at some of the scoring. First of all, scoring summary. Noah Wazinski completed a pass to Taylor Blindstein for 6 yards for a touchdown, and Hanover got on the board 6-0 with the Austin Stair kick good. It was 7-0. Garrett White then rushed for 24 yards and a touchdown for Rose-Hulman. The extra point was missed, and it was 7-6. Then scoring went all the way for Hanover the rest of the half. Sean Cohn rushed 15 yards and scored, and making it 13-6 with the Stair kick. It was 14-6. Noah Wazinski then completed a pass to Cohn for 10 yards and a touchdown. And again with the Stair kick, it was 21-6. And right before the half, with 25 seconds left to go, Sean Cohn rushed for 2 yards and scored, and it was 28-6 at halftime. And again, it's just been that offensive juggernaut for Hanover. They've been able to control the football, both offensively running and throwing the ball, but Cohn has run the ball so well in the first half for Hanover. Sean Cohn, 16 attempts, 123 yards. He's averaging 7.7 yards a carry. And if your running back is doing that, you're going to win ball games, and that's why Hanover is ahead right now. They just haven't been able to control the offensive line, and Rose-Hulman has not been able to stop Sean Cohn.
It seems like they're sprinkling in the pass just to stay balanced. I mean, there have been some possessions in that first quarter where Rose was really able to, slow them down and stack Cohn up at the line of scrimmage, but primarily Cohn has pretty much done whatever he wanted to do, and he's been able to get out in the open field by using a couple of his cuts, and his vision is pretty impeccable. And well, when you can run the ball like that, what Hanover's done this first half, it makes it very tough, and the defense from the other team is staying on the field. But I just have been very impressed, and I watched some of Hanover's games on web stream this year, and been able to see what they've done. And I'm just, Cohn is exactly what he looked on tape. This young man is not is just as advertised, and you really have to give credit to their offensive line doing a great job of opening up holes. But even when holes are not there, he can make something happen when there's nothing there, and that's the type of back that this young man is. And he is really, it's just everything that you would want in a running back. And Cohn has just done a great job. And when you look at Hanover, just being able to keep Rose-Hulman's offense off the field in a lot of the situations, and I just really love the time management at the end of the half, putting that last score on. Had that 2-minute drill that they didn't panic, didn't have to rush, didn't even have to use a timeout. Just able to methodically go down the field and put the ball in the end zone at the end of the half. Gotta love that.
Total yards in the first half, 40 plays for Hanover, 259 yards. Rose-Hulman had 44 plays for 152. So nearly double the offensive output for Hanover in this one. And again, being able to hold Rose-Hulman to 6 points in the first half says an awful lot about Hanover's defense here in this ballgame.
And you look at Garrett White, his numbers look good. 15 rushes for 76 yards, but if you cannot pass the ball down the field, Noah Thomas 6 for 24, just 60 yards. It's a very, very tough first half for that young man, and some of them under duress, and other times he just missed a couple of throws. So when you miss throws that you have to make or you should make, that kind of makes you maybe a little bit tighter, Herb. And boy, he just there at times he just looks really tight.
Well, in big ball games, you want to be close to that 60% mark, and Noah Wazinski's 10 of 17, so he's right close to that.
And he has been all year long. Wazinski has been over that 60% in every game except one, and even in that game, that was the first game of the season. So the last 7, he's been over 60% completion, and in a lot of games, he's been over 65. So he's been very efficient with the ball, and that's. Boy, you just haven't been able to say that about Noah Thomas today, and hopefully the second half he'll be able to put it together and deliver some better passes.
Well, Andrew Dion's had some pressure. He got hammered that last play. We'll see if he's able to come back into the ball game and do something that way. We're getting prepared for the start here of the second half. Again, the HCAC championship game right now at halftime. Hanover leads Rose-Hulman 28-6. We'll be back and get prepared for the start of the second half.
Everybody clap your hands. Cha-cha now, y'all. Turn it out. Oh, yeah. Cha-cha, real smooth.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
Terre Haute, a great place to stay and play. Restaurants, hotels, motels, and campgrounds, there's something for everyone. Terre Haute is the home away from home for students of Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology, St. Mary of the Woods College, and Indiana State University, where there are always great educational activities and sporting events. Enjoy the Children's Museum. Terre Haute hosts Blues at the Crossroads Downtown Music Fest, Rib Fest, and the Banks of the Wabash Festival. Plus the HCAC Quarter Midget Championship, open wheel racing at the Action Track, and 5 national college and state high school cross-country championships at the famed Laverne Gibson cross-country course. There's plenty to do and enjoy in Terre Haute, so come stay and play.
This patty melt is loaded. Beef patty, grilled onions, melty cheese on Texas toast.
I propose a toast.
Oh, awesome.
Peter, you're dull.
Okay, this feels more like a roast.
I propose a roast.
Grab a patty melt while they last and order ahead for happy hour anytime.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Then you can see both teams warming up. Andrew Dion is out and warming up, and we were kind of worried because he took a huge shot that last play.
He did, and he got driven right into that turf, and he was down, and one of his offensive linemen were down. It kind of looked like a scene from the 300. You know, at that last scene, you got the last 2 Warriors going down and in battle, and neither one of them were moving very much, and I just kind of worried that Dion was not going to be able to get off. I thought it might be his shoulder, the way he got driven into the turf, and got somebody 300 pounds driving you into the turf. It's not a good feeling. So thankfully, like you said, he's able to, get out here for the second half and loosen up and play a little toss before we get things underway here these last 2 quarters. And it's going to be a big 2 quarters if Rose is going to want to come back in this ball game.
Well, it will be a big opportunity, and we'll see what happens with this one. Again, Rose-Hulman finds themselves trailing 28-6 here at halftime, and for Hanover, they've just played what is almost a flawless game.
Yeah.
Other than the one series where Rose-Hulman was able to drive the football, they've dominated both sides of the ball, offensively, defensively. Even special teams has been pretty solid for Hanover. They haven't caused themselves any real major issues. Had a turnover, that interception, which kind of mounted Rose, and they went down the field and scored, but that's it. And as you can see, these teams start to get prepared. Rose-Hulman will have to kick off the football. They had elected to receive if they won.
Well, Hanover actually won and deferred. that opening coin toss. So, that's what the thing that we always see is a team that's deferring for the second half, and Hanover just doing just that. And
well, I can tell you right now, Matt Theobald has gone in at halftime and said, hey, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go out and take the football here in the second half. We're going to go right down and score and get this thing over with. That's his goal. Yeah. And for Rose-Hulman, they need a 3 and out, and they need to rally the troops and play hard and see if they get back into this one.
Got to get a short possession or a turnover, 1 to 2.
We've got Jake Zimmerman going to kick it off. And setting deep for Hanover. Kick returners are Cody Horner and Xavier Brown. Ball's kicked deep down to the 4, and he's got it in lane, but it closes up pretty quickly. 29's the ball carrier on this one, and that's Cody Horner from Columbus. And Hanover will gain possession of the football here to start the second half.
Just been very impressed with Hanover this afternoon as they've come in here on the road and really stuck it to Rose here in that first half. Coming out here in the second half, we'll see what the offense will put together, and we'll see what Rose can do defensively here to change things up here in the second half.
Tight end on the left with a flanker. Twins to the top of the screen. Motion. They're going to give the ball in the jet sweep off the edge, and he's got room to run. And a huge block. That may be one of the best blocks I've seen all year as Cone just decked the corner. And it was a clean, beautiful block, and he just put him on his back.
Cone you would call him a complete running back. He's going to come out of the backfield and run. He's going to take care of the ball that way, catch. But when he's been called to, he has delivered punishing blocks. This young man is a complete back.
3 receivers bottom of the screen and a first down for Hanover. Motion across. They'll give the ball to Cone up the middle, and he's got yardage. And just like they started the ball game, Cone with a huge run up the middle. He'll gain 9. It'll be 2nd and 1. And we have an injured player on this one, and it looks like that one's going to be down for a little bit. We're going to take a break. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on Indiana Sports Network.
It's a Union Center for Sports Medicine injury timeout. You don't have to be an athlete to suffer from joint pain. Union Health now offers same-day orthopedic care. Call 812-242-3005 for an appointment and let the Wabash Valley sports medicine experts take care of your knee, hip, or shoulder pain. Union Health, healthier together.
Dylan Neff from Moores Hill, Indiana, up on his own power. Senior captain. Probably see him back in this one. Single back again. This time they'll hand it off.
Oh, what a cut!
And it is Ballinger, and he's in the open field down to the 20. Inside the 20, and he may have gotten hurt. Nope, he's good. Ballinger with a huge run puts the ball in the red zone for Hanover.
I'm telling you, he makes one cut and he goes. He faked, I don't know who it was, but he faked somebody out of their jockstrap, and he was gone. Oh, my.
We want to thank our sponsors for today's game, the Hamilton Center, Lynn's Pharmacy, Refreshment Pepsi, or Services Pepsi, Riddell National Bank, Sonic Drive-In, the Terre Haute Convention and Visitors Bureau, Union Center of Sports Medicine, and York Automotive. Inside run, it's Ballinger right off the left side. He'll make one cut and get about 3, maybe 4 yards on the – give him 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. Our transportation today for Indiana Sports Network is provided by York Automotive with locations in Brazil, Greencastle, and Crawfordsville.
How about this? You look at quarterback Wazinski Jr., starting tailback Cone Jr., Walt Ballinger, you bring him off the bench, Jr.,
and they're all conference linebacker. Trevor is a junior.
Boy.
Inside run, no, they play action fake, and they'll have an offside or illegal procedure called. And with that understanding, they're kind of young at a certain point. A 5-yard penalty move that ball back. But Coach Matt Theobald has done a really nice job in, number one, recruiting players that can play at his place, getting them there, having them be consistent in what's going on, getting them to stay in class. And we talked about that last week with Defiant. A lot of good young players, but traditionally they have not stayed in school at Defiant. And Hanover had the same issue when Theobald got there. and he changed the culture of what's going on, and that's why those players have stayed in school and are playing at this high level. Inside, they've got a potential play in the corner of the end zone, almost threw that one in there for a touchdown, trying to get the ball in the hands of number 6, and that time it is Matt Pica, the 6'1", 190-pound wide receiver from Delray Beach, Florida. He had him open.
Yeah.
Just a tough thing to throw it up. He did. He threw it up just about the only place he could.
Just couldn't. I don't know if the wide receiver saw the ball. He tried to turn back and look for it. Maybe he saw it a little bit late. So I thought he was going to be able to make a break on that. So big third down play here for the Engineers defensively.
And a huge third down play. 3rd and 12. Ball rests close to the 20-yard line. Down the middle, he's got a man open, and he put his hands out, and another potential interception dropped by Rose-Hulman. And it looked like Sal again had a chance to get that one. He just couldn't do it, and here comes the field goal unit. And that's not necessarily the best thing in this type of ball game. Rose-Hulman can get a block here or stop them, then the momentum could shift towards the Engineers. They desperately need to do that. They'll sit back and try to do this. And we watched it in the warm-ups as the field goal kicker here, Sturrer, really did nice. There's the block. Where's the football? It's down in the middle, and Rose-Hulman will end up with the football. The Rose-Hulman Fighting Engineers hold. They'll end up with the football when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
At Lynn's Pharmacy, we're more than just your pharmacist. We're your neighbors.
Our kids go to the same schools.
We eat at the same restaurants.
We sit next to you in church.
When I listen to a symptom.
When I fill a prescription.
When I offer advice, I'm not just helping a customer. I'm helping my neighbor and a friend. My name is Lynn Hofstetter, and I'm the proud owner of Lynn's Pharmacy, a modern pharmacy with old-fashioned values and personal service dedicated to keeping you, your family, and our community healthy since 1872.
Here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports.
White with the football and pick up 2 yards right up the middle, and Hanover really looking for that run to start this one. Hobbs checks into the ball game, and Ballinger checks out for Rose-Hulman.
You look at this Rose offense and compare it with Hanover's, and the unfortunate part of it, you look at the running back situation, you don't have that back that you are scared is going to break it for 40 or 50 yards. And that's that playmaker that you wish you had in the backfield. Little Wildcat,
and he's going to run it up in there and pick up maybe a yard. They'll give him 2. It'll be 3rd and 6.
That was generous to get 2 yards there, right? Ooh.
All right, it'll be 3rd and 7. Ballinger back in. Hobbs back into the lineup. Hellier will take a seat over on the sideline, and Thomas and Ballinger at the top of the screen. Hobbs is the tight end at the bottom. Dion back to pass, throws it out there on the outside, and double covered was Thomas, and he still went that way and couldn't get it thrown in there. Brings up 4th down.
Yeah, you had nowhere to go to stick that thing in there, and that was just a tough one. You had DJ Ballard at the top, and I was hoping you kind of go his way. Had that single coverage with Anderson, Terrell Anderson there, and boy, it's tough to stick that in there than Noah Thomas.
A 3 and out will force the punt. They'll go back, and nice punt. He gets a good one. Fair catch is caught, and that's where Hanover will end up with the football. 1st and 10 when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
We were choosing colors for the house, and I stopped and looked at Mike and said, "We're really doing this, aren't we?" The process was challenging, but Riddell was there for us every step of the way. The mortgage, closing, they eased our stress. It made sense when Mike said,
"We're really doing this."
Mortgage loans made easy from Riddell. Making friends since 1885.
Wazinski takes the ball, hands it off. Here comes Cohn to the left side, and there's that running game again for Hanover. They'll throw him down out of bounds at about the 44. Pick up 2.5. And right now for Hanover, they really don't care if they can keep the clock running, and they do. They'll give him just a yard gain on it. 2nd and 9. Again, Hanover with the football. They lead 28-6. Noah Wazinski, the quarterback, senior from Fort Wayne. He'll hand the ball. No, throw, play action. Great catch. That was one-handed. And Jackson Doherty, the senior from Greenwood, Indiana, pulls it in. And
one-handed grab. It was beautiful.
Gains 6 yards on it. It'll be 3rd and 2.
Sometimes you just need your wide receiver to help out the quarterback a little bit, make a great grab on a tough throw to haul in, and Doherty, boy, it's like he had stickum on those gloves.
And Hanover's doing what they want to.
Yeah,
completed pass, a run where they're going to keep that clock running.
3rd and short.
Cone, he'll hand it off to the left side, and he makes the corner, and he's out of bounds with a 1st down.
Had 2 opportunities to corral him in the backfield, and they weren't great opportunities, but you had 2 opportunities. Second was a little bit better, and Sal just could not bring him down on them before he turned the corner, and that's just what great running backs do. They make you miss in the backfield when you would have a 2-yard loss. They gain 5 and pick up another 1st down.
Walt Ballinger checks in at running back. We've seen him before, and he's been dangerous as well. 3 receivers top of the screen, 1 to the bottom. Play clock down inside 10. Motion across and back. They'll set to roll out. He got a man open in the flat. Does he catch it?
I don't know.
No, he doesn't. Incomplete pass.
I thought Wazinski had a little bit more time to kind of make a stronger throw, but he was rolling out. We got an injured player.
No, we had a man open downfield, and I was like, whoa, where did he come from? No, that's one of those where he's rolling out. They're really looking for a completed pass and just keep the clock running, and that didn't happen. In this case, the clock stopped. Get every moved around. Matt Pica here on the left side, along with Taylor Blystein. Ballinger ends up with the football, but he just barely got his hands on it. It was loose. He'll pick up maybe a half a yard on this one.
Ballinger listed at 5'8", 165. That young man, he runs like he's 205. I mean, he runs hard. He is just not shy away from contact at all, does he?
No, and he tries to run through people.
Yes, he does.
And you run through a half. You don't run through the hole. And he does a nice job of that.
At 165.
3rd down and 9. Now here's the big play for the Rose-Hulman defense here in the 3rd period. Wazinski looking deep. He's got a man wide open down the field. He catches it, and he will score walking in the end zone. Taylor Blystein.
Wide open, that little post pattern, and just good grief. The pressure couldn't get there. The defense was exposed on the back end. Easy pitch and catch.
As they say, speed kills, and Blystein was wide open.
Ooh.
So a huge touchdown pass for the quarterback, Noah Wazinski.
That's a 2nd touchdown throw of the day, and Blystein's 2nd touchdown grab.
And the PAT is up, and it's good. And with that, it's 35-6. Hanover with the lead over Rose-Hulman. We'll return for more action on Indiana Sports Network.
The leaves are falling, and so are the prices at York Chevy Buick on U.S. Highway 40 in Brazil. This month only, we have new Silverados up to $11,000 off. Sign and drive leases are back. The all-new Trax, $199 per month. Buick Encore, $179 per month. And the Chevy Colorado Crew Cab, so it's $247 per month. Stop by York Chevy Buick on US 40 in Brazil, where we're not number one, you are.
We're not number one.
You are.
You're number one at York.
So Hanover picked up where they left off in the 2nd period, moving the football very effectively. First series for Hanover, a blocked field goal. Rose-Hulman with a 3-and-out. Second time Hanover touches the ball, they go the distance. The last play was a huge touchdown pass from Wazinski to Blystein. Here's the kickoff. Deep. Down to the 5. Rose-Hulman trying to get a good return. They've got him
There
in
it
the
is.
crease, and he could go. Got to get by the kicker, and guess what? The kicker makes the play.
And then looks at him. The kicker's woofing out there. Oh, my goodness.
And Rose-Hulman will end up with a possession when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball, or it's not just about school. It's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Well, there was a hold on the kickoff return. That'll march the ball back to the 17, 1st and 10. Noah Thomas with the play off the left side. He'll pick up 3 yards. It'll be 2nd and 7. We want to thank our Union Center for Sports Medicine and the proud sponsor of the official sports medicine provider for Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology. And we want to thank certified athletic trainer for the Fighting Engineers, Scott Keller. Pitch off the side to Ballinger, and they pull him out of bounds. He'll get forward progress close to the 25. Samir Bavishi, Jerry Palmer from the Union Medical Group serve as the team doctors. Union Health caring for Rose-Hulman athletes. They've done a nice job. We've had several players go down, but it appears that most of them are ankles or something just a little bit, and they kind of shake it off and come back in. It's championship week for both of these teams, and anybody who can play is going to be out there. 3rd down and 2. Roll out by Dion, trying to get the out, and he almost throws that one into the wrong hands. It's an incomplete pass. That'll bring up 4th and 2.
Rolling to the left for a right-handed quarterback. Up field, you could see trying to square his shoulders and make that throw, and just sailed on him there.
Really did. The punt team will come on for Rose-Hulman. And for Rose-Hulman, punter, Jonathan Sutter. Fred punt for the Fighting Engineers. Good snap. He'll get that punt up. Fair catch being called for, and that's where Hanover will have possession of the football when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
Everybody clap your hands. Cha-cha now, y'all. Turn it out. Oh, yeah. Cha-cha, real smooth.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Hanover with the football. Wazinski, he'll hand it off to the left side, and running and staying, he'll stay in bounds is Ballinger. Clock will still run. Lost a yard, 2nd and 11. Well, I'll tell you what, Hanover's just played their style of ball game today.
They have, and they very balanced team when you look at them, Herb, as far as the way they run or pass, as far as the attempt and the amount of yards. They do it on the ground and through the air, and they've done that just that day. They've done either one, whichever one they want to do, when they want to do it.
Wazinski takes that snap, steps back to pass. Under some pressure, he'll just throw it out and out of bounds. He'll get it clear over. Was he outside the tackle box? They're going to say, no, there's a man over there.
There was?
That's what they're saying. He pointed right at him.
He was on the bench.
He was sitting over on the sideline. Yes, he was.
Oh, my goodness.
I didn't see it either, but they pointed right to him. Did you see him point? The official?
No, I didn't. I didn't see him point.
That line judge pointed right towards him. We want to thank the sponsors for today's game, the Hamilton Center, Lynn's Pharmacy, Refreshment Services Pepsi, Riddell National Bank, Sonic Drive-In, the Terre Haute Convention and Visitors Bureau, and Union Center of Sports Medicine. Also, York Automotive. Motion again. Screen. Throw it over the backside, and he breaks the tackle, and he's got a chance to go for the first down. He's really close. He's a yard short.
No, he's at the first down.
Ooh, the lineman said he's got it. Yes, he does.
It was a great spot. He got the first down.
And guess who again?
Cone. And guess what? He made somebody miss in the backfield once again. And don't get me wrong, folks. These are tough, shoestring-type tackles. But the good, the great ones never get tackled in that fashion. The average ones, a lot of times, will go down like that. And that's no knock against anybody. But this young man, he's a special player.
Ballinger lines up as the as the tailback. He takes the ball, makes three people miss, and he'll pick up about 7 yards on that one, and that's exactly what Hanover won.
Boy, I'm telling you what.
They're just grinding it right now.
They are. And Ballinger, at a lot of schools, will be the featured back. Wouldn't you agree?
I really would. In this league, he's a really good back.
He
but
is.
They have several. It's not just one.
Nope. Makes it tough, and like I said before, sometimes they'll have both of them in the backfield together. They won't right here, but we saw in the first half multiple plays where Cone and Ballinger were in the backfield at the same time.
2nd and 3. Play action. They got a man open right in the flat. That's a really nice play and a first down for Hanover as they were able to get the ball to number 38, that George Kurtz.
Kurtz has been blocking well all day long. And what do? You throw him a bone. Throw the guy a bone. Let him get a grab and get a big first down. I love that.
He does a nice play by Kurtz, the sophomore from Owensboro, Kentucky.
Don't know if they still have, was it Blue Moon Barbecue, Blue Light Barbecue, something like that down there in Owensboro? Is that still there?
I don't know. Haven't seen that one. As Ballinger takes the ball off the right side, he'll pick up about 4 or 5. And just consistent play right now by Hanover. They're moving the ball forward, taking their time. The ball's being snapped with about 5 or 6 seconds left to go in the play clock or less. And Wazinski's doing a very nice job in just controlling this whole offense.
He is.
And he's really having a good time.
Well, he should be. You come on the road and you've hung over 35 points against a team that had aspirations of winning the conference. You snatch a win on senior day from them on their home field. You got to feel good about it.
Snap again. Wazinski, he'll hand it off. And driving it up in there, number 21 is Jake Namaznak, running back from Indianapolis.
His first carry, first time we've seen him on the day, is we'll see if possible Cone's day may be over. We'll see. I know kind of.
Well, you're going to rotate people in and out, and right now you're seeing quite a few going in and out for Rose-Hulman as well, as they're putting people in the ball game. Some fresh bodies, see if they can get a nice rush.
But I would think about Cone's day being over. I would think long and hard about that, and probably would make that happen.
You know, Rose-Hulman has to play St. John's next week, which is very difficult, and that's because of the holding, and there's a sack as they finally get to the quarterback on the day, Wesninski. Noah goes down with a sack, and with that opportunity, again, taking place. But if you're looking at next week, Hanover plays their big ball game of the year next week against Franklin. I've seen that ball game several times, and I'll tell you what, there's no love lost in that one.
It's going to be a tough one. And why would you risk injury for Cone? You're going to need him full strength for next week. Give Ballinger a few more carries and pull him out. Keep him ready for next week. That's going to be a big contest.
It'll be a big ball game for him. And
on the road
it won't dictate the conference championship. Nope. That's already been taken care of. And there's a great punt.
Great punt again.
I mean, he pounds that thing straight up in the air, goes inside the 10, and that was a super job for Hanover's punter in this case, and that looked to be number 45.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Who punted it, who's a different guy. And that's Braden Oberhosen, the punter from Louisville, Kentucky. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back. You're watching Rose-Hulman football.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything.
Garrett White with the football over the right side. He could have broken through there, but a great play, 91, Avery Thompson, the freshman from Bloomington, Indiana, makes that play. I'll tell you what, that was a really nice play by defensive lineman.
It sure was. Because if he doesn't make that play, White's going to have a big gainer.
Boy, I'm telling you, they're going down in the line for Hanover. They don't have a lot there. Nice pass completion on that quick route on the inside and hauled down immediately.
This has got to be humbling for Rose-Hulman if you think about, where you want to be, excuse me, and what was on the line for this game, and you're competing for that conference championship. Not there's still a full quarter to go, but it's going to take something miraculous to happen. But to be in this situation, and as the ball is incomplete there, to be in this situation and to come up this short, that's a bad feeling.
Fourth down with that incomplete pass and 4 yards to go, and the punt team will come out again.
Is this with the third possession, all three and out? Is that correct?
That's correct. They've had a rough time moving the football on this Hanover defense, and realistically, we're looking at Hanover's defense. They've given up, and I talked to their coordinator earlier this week. 2 of the 20 points that have been 2 touchdowns out of the 20 points that have been scored were drives of 1 yard and 5 yards. Wow. We'll come back with more. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
And here's the 2-back set for Hanover. They'll hand the ball off. Senior will take the ball over the right sideline, and he'll get no yards on the carry, but that's really a good play as Namaznak, the senior from Indianapolis, Indiana, and he'll get several carries.
He will.
He's not the second-string guy. He's the third-string guy, and he's just going to get a bunch of carries right now because they're going to try to run the clock out, getting close down here. And that will be the end of the third quarter play as Hanover scores once again in the third quarter. It's 35-6 Hanover, and you're watching Rose-Hulman football on Indiana Sports Network.
Terre Haute, a great place to stay and play. Restaurants, hotels, motels, and campgrounds. There's something for everyone. Terre Haute is the home away from home for students of Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology, St. Mary of the Woods College, and Indiana State University, where there are always great educational activities and sporting events. Enjoy the Children's Museum. Terre Haute hosts Blues at the Crossroads Downtown Music Fest, Rib Fest, and the Banks of the Wabash Festival. Plus the HCAC Quarter Midget Championship, open wheel racing at the Action Track, and 5 national college and state high school cross-country championships at the famed Laverne Gibson cross-country course. There's plenty to do and enjoy in Terre Haute, so come stay and play. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
And Rose-Hulman steps out of this one. Fourth quarter, big quarter for both of these teams. We'll see if Rose-Hulman can mount a small comeback and see if they get back into this one. It's 35-6, Hanover with the lead. They're missing one player for Hanover. They'll bring out the tight end. It happens to be George Kurtz, the sophomore from Owensboro, Kentucky. We've said his name quite a few times as he's been in and out of this one. Using him as an H-back. Ballinger off the left side. They'll hand it off to Ballinger. Runs it to the right side. He's corralled for 2-yard loss.
Earlier in the contest, I was trying to figure out who it was that I was pointing to, and I'm gonna get back to you in a second. Gotta figure out who this was.
We want to thank our sponsors for today's game: the Hamilton Center, Lynn's Pharmacy, Refreshment Services, and Pepsi, the Riddell National Bank, Sonic Drive-In, the Terre Haute Convention and Visitors Bureau, the Union Center for Sports Medicine, and York Automotive, all sponsors for Rose-Hulman football. Motion in and out. They've got a wheel down the left sideline. He doesn't take it. He's trying to move up in, and Wazinski will go down. Won't be a sack, but no yards on that run. That'll bring up 4th down. Clock's still running. And out comes the punt team for Hanover.
You know, earlier I was asking you, I think it might have been Matt Pika. He's listed at 6'1", 195. Was that who it was?
No, it was one of the defensive linemen. It was 23, Carson Plessinger. That guy. But yeah, he looked small.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Anyway, he's listed at 6'2", 210. Kurtz is listed at 205.
They came for the block. They couldn't get it. A great punt. Got it down inside the 20-yard line. And that's where Rose-Hulman will take possession when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
At Lynn's Pharmacy, we're more than just your pharmacist. We're your neighbors.
Our kids go to the same schools.
We eat at the same restaurants.
We sit next to you in church.
When I listen to a symptom.
When I fill a prescription.
When I offer advice, I'm not just helping a customer. I'm helping my neighbor and a friend. My name is Lynn Hofstetter, and I'm the proud owner of Lynn's Pharmacy, a modern pharmacy with old-fashioned values and personal service dedicated to keeping you, your family, and our community healthy since 1872.
Here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
New quarterback in for Rose-Hulman as the senior comes in, and that's Eric Morris, a senior from Clifton Park, New York. We've seen Eric several times this year, and he'll get a chance to quarterback here on Senior Day.
Not exactly what in the fashion that we were hoping to see him today, but nonetheless, the senior in there for the 4th quarter. And
Morris sets back to pass. He's got a man on an out, throws it down the seam, and it's picked off. No, it's dropped. Had a chance. Zimmerman, they tried to stick it in between the safety and the corner in a cover 2 set because the corner actually jumps the out. You can stick it in the out as well. The difference is if you do that, the guy running that out is going to get hammered.
I'm trying to remember the last ball that was thrown, say 10, 12 yards past the line of scrimmage that looks like it would be close to being picked off.
They'll give it to Thomas over the right side. He'll run around, and Trevor drives him out of bounds. And the opportunity for Hanover to stop Rose-Hulman on a 3 and out, and they did it one more time.
Yeah, they did.
And the defense for Hanover has just stepped it up drastically here in the second half.
Yeah, they've been nasty the second half, and that's excuse me, an adjective that you want to be used when they describe your defense. You want people to say your defense is nasty.
Sutter will be back to punt for Rose-Hulman. And Jackson Doherty, the senior from Greenwood, Indiana, is back for Hanover to receive the punt. Again, field position has been all Hanover. Fair catch called for. Nobody's going to come close to it. The ball's going to roll around, and that's where Hanover will have it. 1st and 10 will return on Indiana Sports Network.
We were choosing colors for the house, and I stopped and looked at Mike and said, "We're really doing this, aren't we?" The process was challenging, but Riddell was there for us every step of the way. The mortgage, closing, they eased our stress. It made sense when Mike said,
"We're really doing this."
Mortgage loans made easy from Riddell. Making friends since 1885.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
2 backs in the backfield. Ballinger goes motion. Here comes Cone off the left side. He's down the sideline. He'll pick up about 9. They'll make it 10 yards. It'll be a 1st down for Hanover.
Hit him the rest of the game. And unless there's a yard marker you're trying to get him to, maybe, I don't know, was he going for 200 yards or something? It's quite possible. I would have thought he was already there, but get him out of the game. You do not want to risk an injury. And
well, the other part is you usually want to have your good guys finishing ball games too, and that's not a bad thing. I understand.
The ball game has been finished. It's done. You know what I'm saying? They've already finished the ball game. I hate to say it like that, but.
Well, there's a ball that went loose and corralled by Noah Wazinski as he falls to the ground. Make sure nobody gets hit there. Clock continues to run. And that's the odd one. Sometimes you look at the way ball games finish out, you want to run it all the time. Well, if your running backs are going to get beat up, no. If they're not getting beat up, you run it. Those guys are used to getting hit. You don't want somebody carrying the ball that's not used to carrying the ball. Close, trip formation here to the bottom of the screen. Tight end at the top. They're going to hand the ball off, and there he goes again, running that buck sweep off the left side. He'll pick up 5 yards, and if you notice, Cone hasn't been hit. He's actually run out of bounds, and the clock continues to run. It'll be 3rd down and 11.
Carter Chastain, the senior offensive lineman for Paoli. Cone just had his hand on Carter's back and was just, just letting his offensive lineman get the yards for him.
Several of those Southern Indiana kids on this Hanover team. 3 receivers in a bunch formation. They're going to hand the ball to the right side. There goes Cone. He's down the middle, and he could go.
My, oh, my.
And he is just walking that one in the end zone. Touchdown, Hanover. Sean Cone hits the seam, and he is gone. The junior from Evansville, Indiana, scores again. And Hanover's on the board. It's 41-6. And I'll tell you what an outstanding game running. He's got to be the player of the game if you ask for one in this one. Or you can give it to the offensive line because they opened some gigantic holes off the edge.
But even when the hole wasn't there, that young man was making something happen. And just an electrifying back. Yeah.
And the extra point's good. It's 42-6. Hanover will return for more action here on Indiana Sports Network.
The leaves are falling and so are the prices at York Chevy Buick on US Highway 40 in Brazil. This month only, we have new Silverados up to $11,000 off. Sign and drive leases are back. The all-new Trax, $199 per month. Buick Encore, $179 per month. And the Chevy Colorado Crew Cab, so it's $247 per month. Stop by York Chevy Buick on US 40 in Brazil, where we're not number one, you are.
We're not number one.
You are.
You're number one at York.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
So Hanover gets on the board. They've scored in every quarter in the ball game, and that's one of the goals that you're going to have offensively for any offense, is if you can score in every quarter, you have an opportunity. That means you're moving the football the entire game, and Hanover's done that. They moved the football effectively, but more importantly, Rose-Hulman has yet to have a first down here in the second half.
Just anemic offense and great defense by Hanover. It's probably not too many quarters over the season where they haven't.
Ball takes him down inside the 2.
Why you run that back?
Returning it out, and he gets nailed at about the 14-yard line. That's where Rose-Hulman will have possession when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests, and I've recreated an identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
My greatest personal discovery has been that I am capable of doing things that I didn't know I was capable of doing.
To be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, all of those things came together.
Garrett White in the backfield. He'll take the football up the middle, and he'll pick up about 3 yards. You have to look at the season that Rose-Hulman's had. They got themselves in this position by winning a lot of ball games this year. Ball games that some people were like, well, I don't know what's going to happen. Rose-Hulman coming off a 5-5 season last year. They put themselves in a position where they could actually win the conference with a win here today. And they'll take on a nationally ranked St. John's team at St. John's. There's a crossing route and a great defensive play that time for Hanover by number 17, the defensive Zuby Brown. That may be the most interesting name I've heard. Zuby knocks that one down on a picture-perfect corner play, playing man coverage. And they're calling this defense and getting it in, and I'll tell you what, these guys have executed it pretty well.
Yeah, that's an understatement there.
double bracketed. They're going to play action fake. Morris
out.
escapes. He'll throw it to the outside and doesn't get the completion. It'll bring up 4th down. So 4th and 7 now for Rose-Hulman, and they'll send the punting unit back on.
Boy, there was, one situation in the first half, maybe first quarter, late first quarter, where Andrew Dion was able to complete 3 passes in a row. Remember that?
Yep.
I mean, this half, there's been absolutely nothing. Have we had a completion this half? I'm not trying to be funny here, Herb. I'm really asking.
It's been pretty difficult for Rose-Hulman to find not only the time, but also the spacing. The defensive backs for Hanover done a great job. Fair catch caught for at the 42-yard line, and that's where Hanover will take possession when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
My greatest personal discovery has been that I am capable of doing things that I didn't know I was capable of doing.
To be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
Yep. New quarterback for Hanover, and he'll fumble that snap and go down. It's number 2, A.J. Bright, a senior from Louisville, Kentucky. And he'll lose 7 yards on that fumble. We'll say it's 5. Sorry, 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 15. And again, if you look back about 4 or 5 years, Hanover was definitely the bottom of the conference.
Yeah.
They were not very good, and it was getting ugly, and they would win 1 or 2 ball games a year. And they had been a once very proud program. Inside run, they'll give it to the senior. He'll pick up about 3 yards. But, you go all the way back to the old-style Hanover games, where Wayne Perry had been there for 35 years or more. And I had played against Wayne when he coached for Hanover and coached against him when I was at another school in the conference. And, they had a tremendous program at Hanover. They'd made national playoffs several times in a row. They'd been a proud football school. And then all of a sudden, the wheels came off. And the guy to rebuild it's been Matt Theobald. He's done a very nice job in gaining good recruits athletically, and here it comes again. There's the counter power play, and they won't gain yardage on it this time like they did before. He'll gain about 2 yards. That'll bring up another opportunity for Hanover. It'll be 4th and 12.
You're in a situation here in the conference where for so long it was Franklin. And now here comes Hanover. Coach Theobald, talking about doing great things in his program and also nipping on the heels. You have Coach Sokol here at Rose-Hulman trying to build the program, and so Franklin, they're gonna have to regroup, and so this is gonna be a couple of years without a championship for them, and for a long time that's kind of foreign for Franklin.
And with that fair catch, we'll return with Rose-Hulman having the football. You're watching Rose-Hulman football.
Everybody clap your hands. Shot now, yo. Turn it out. Yeah. Shot, real smooth.
It could be anyone. The star student.
Middle, and a nice run that time. Again, Rose-Hulman's moving in. It looks like Welshins is the back, and he'll get a couple yards there. Having a hard time seeing who it is. It's number 3 was carrying the ball, and that's Alonzo Johnson, the 5'7" sophomore from Greenwood. He'll get a carry. So second teamers in for Rose-Hulman. That way, Eric Morris, the quarterback, he'll step back to pass. Fires one on the hitch on the outside, completed, And he'll gain some yardage there. 86 with the pass completion. That's Jake Schroeder, the senior wide receiver from Aurora, Illinois. 3rd and 3 for the Fighting Engineers.
Look to the Engineers to get this first down here.
Morris takes the snap, sets back, hitch again, and complete it again to Schroeder. He'll have the first down.
Boy, that's what you want to see. You don't want to go a whole half without moving the stick.
No, we had talked earlier, and when you're looking at it, Franklin has had, Coach Leonard's done a really good job with Franklin, but a lot of his first set of assistant coaches are on the sideline at Hanover. His former defensive coordinator, his former offensive coordinator, they're both on the sideline at Hanover. Theobald was at Hanover for a long time, and so was Galt. And then you've got several of the other coaches on that side who have Franklin connections, former Franklin players. Loss of 3 on that one. It'll be 2nd and 13. And then another set went from Franklin up to Anderson. And they're starting to get that program turning a little bit year by year. And the 3rd set of coaches ended up being the head coach at Kentucky Wesleyan this last year. Play action. They've got it over the side, throwing on the edge, and picked off. They have an interception, number 29, Cody Horner. Is that who it is, 29?
28 or 29. I couldn't see which one it was.
Looked like 29, and if it is,
they were both there.
They're both there.
Yeah.
Horner, it looks like the freshman from Columbus. They list him as a wide receiver. He'll get the interception. Hanover will end up with the football. But as we look at this one, Hanover's it's just this. Mike Leonard has done such a good job at Franklin, and for him not to be on top the last couple of years, he's had a multitude of assistant coaches go through there and take over other programs.
That's tough when you lose your assistant coaches. I didn't know what the situation was, obviously, and when you lose your assistants, that makes it difficult.
Ballinger off the left side, he'll gain just a couple yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 8. But
then you get opportunities for other guys.
Yeah, but you look at that.
That whole coaching tree, don't
that
you?
whole tree is now multiple places. You've got them at Hanover. You have them at Anderson. You have them at Kentucky Wesleyan, a Division II program. So you're looking at these guys who've taken over different places, and Franklin, like you said, is not at the top anymore.
Right.
Well, we'll see what happens if he can remount and put some more players in the program to put Franklin in there. And next week's game between Hanover and Franklin will be one of those games that'll be kind of what's going on with both programs. So we'll see what's happening there. Again, motion, Ballinger with the ball off the left side, and they just pick him up in the backfield. He'll lose 2.
I was thinking that game was at Franklin, but it will be at Hanover, so.
And it's a nice place to go down to Hanover, a gorgeous campus, those kinds of things. But, again, what a tremendous job they've done in rebuilding the program.
That's right.
For Rose-Hulman, Coach Sokol's had the Rose program at the top edge of the conference every single year. And it's just been consistency. That's the best thing about Rose-Hulman. It's been consistent. They've been winners. They've played hard. They play a tough schedule. Nobody in Division III plays 2 out-of-conference teams like St. John's and Mount Union. Just doesn't happen. Great wrap up and a tackle there for Rose-Hulman.
So the next step for the Engineers, you look at being able to, complete the game against Franklin, where you're literally were leading that game for 59 minutes and 30 seconds, and you got to get a win in the game like that, and then you come to this game and to bridge this gap. So there's some steps that have been taken, some steps that will be taken, but Rose is getting closer. They are.
Well, they are, and they have a good set of young players. And, if you're looking at next year for them, they've got some people back. The senior class, though, for Rose-Hulman this year, senior class, and there's a botched punt. Did they get it up? Fumbled off of the punt snap. He couldn't grab a hold of it. It'll be Rose-Hulman football. They'll have the ball at the 39 when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
Handoff on the inside, and running it up in there is Alonzo Johnson. He'll pick up just a couple yards. Moving down now to about 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in this ball game.
So when you're looking at Rose and having to finish the season on the road, you go to St. John's in Minnesota, and you know the way this game ended, the bad taste in your mouth. But you still got a nice, tough week of practice left and regroup. You're playing a very good football team. It's going to be a tough one down there on the road, obviously. But you can't hang your head and sulk. You got to pick your head up and get back to work, pick up your pail, and go fight on the road next week.
Well, football coaches say that this game reflects life, and that's what we try to tell all the players that play for us. It reflects life. All the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows, all the things that go on. You're there to try to teach young men, and there's a great teaching opportunity. It's a great catch, an opportunity for this one. And we have a player down on it as well, and we'll take a short time out. You're watching Rose-Hulman football.
It's a Union Center for Sports Medicine injury timeout. You don't have to be an athlete to suffer from joint pain. Union Health now offers same-day orthopedic care. Call 812-242-3005 for an appointment and let the Wabash Valley Sports Medicine experts take care of your knee, hip, or shoulder pain. Union Health, healthier together.
Bacon mac and cheese bites are the perfect comfort snack.
I needed some comfort, man. It's been a tough day.
What'd you do?
Well, I only got 10 hours of sleep.
Oh.
Get them while they're hot. Bacon mac and cheese or chili cheese bites are $2.99.
It's a Union Center for Sports Medicine injury timeout. Let the Wabash Valley Sports Medicine experts take care of you. The Union Center for Sports Injury Clinic is open Saturday mornings from 9 to 10 a.m. at South 6th Street in downtown Terre Haute. No appointment is necessary. Union Health, healthier together. It's time for the halftime report.
And welcome back to Rose-Hulman. Again, good reception that time, and he's up and walking around as Adam Sturgeon. He caught that football on a nice throw from Eric Morris, and a pass completion for a first down. Rose-Hulman with the football closing in. They're inside the 25.
At Lynn's Pharmacy,
Ball's handed off.
At Lynn's Pharmacy, we're more than just your pharmacist. We're your neighbors.
Our kids.
Alonzo Johnson again running the football, the sophomore from Greenwood, Indiana, giving him a chance to move it. And they'll rotate some more players in on this one. Brennan Harris, the freshman from Nashville, Tennessee, is now the running back. Morris steps back to pass, throws the fade down the left sideline, and doesn't get it. A lot of hand fighting there back and forth. It was intended for Brennan Downey, sophomore from Noblesville, Indiana, and just couldn't get his hands on it.
When you could see the formation, I kind of thought they would take the shot at the bottom of the screen. At the end of Rose-Hulman practices, you'll see they run that fade route. It's one of the last drills they run at the end of practice. I kind of figured that they would go for it at that situation.
Again in the backfield, Brennan Harris alongside Eric Morris. Morris steps up to pass. He'll throw the fade down the right side. It's got a man. Does he score?
He did.
Touchdown, Rose-Hulman. I'll try to pick up the number for you right here. So Rose-Hulman scores here in the fourth period. 83 is the number. Dejon Bonney, the freshman wide receiver from Fairburn, Georgia. Kind of nice to see the freshman get in the ball game and score. 42-12 now the score. We're under a minute left to go in the ball game.
You never know. He might be one of the guys who will develop going into next season.
Ben Tuttle up to kick the extra point, gets it up and good. It's 42-13, and Rose-Hulman scores here towards the end of the ball game. Nice for Eric Morris, who spent 4 years here. He's been a holder on extra points when everybody's gone down. He's been in ball games when it really mattered, too. He was in a ball game a couple years ago where we had multiple quarterbacks go down, and Morris found himself quarterbacking the team. And I think at that point he might have been a third stringer, and he quarterbacked almost the whole game. He's done a really nice job. One of those nice guys that you really want to have in your football program because they're there. They compete every day, and glad to see senior Eric Morris get a chance to get that touchdown pass here from Clifton Park, New York. Rose-Hulman has football players from 25 different states because, again, Rose-Hulman recruits nationally. The type of players they try to gain here are not the ones that you're going to get from the local guys. It's going to be the ones that have that huge GPA and SAT score, and they're the kind of players that you always want to have. They're the guys that are going to run the companies later on, and that's what they produce here at Rose-Hulman, the number one engineering school in the country. Kickoff goes down to the 13-yard line. And there's another block in the back, and they'll blow this one dead.
You know, you were mentioning, nice to see Morris get that touchdown throw. And I like saying Dejon Bonnie, freshman that's 6'3". You know, you need somebody. We talked about Noah Thomas getting double and triple covered. Somebody's got to step up in the offseason as far as to really develop to become a true number 2. Zimmerman has done a good job this season. But you need somebody on the other side of the field that's going to attract a lot of attention, so you can't double and triple. To be able to triple team one wide receiver, you can't have that situation. You have to have somebody that deflects some of that attention. So we need some other guys to step up, develop, and maybe, you never know, maybe Bonnie, a tall guy like that, have an opportunity. So we'll see who that'll be in the offseason program.
Victory formation for Hanover, and Noah Wazinski comes in, takes that snap, kneels on it. As the clock will run down, they'll have to do it one more time with the 40-second clock, the way it runs in college football. They'll have one more time. They'll snap this one, run it down, and Hanover College, after the snap, has won the HCAC Conference Championship, and they are the designee for the Division III National Playoff representative for the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference this year. Can't take anything away from Rose-Hulman as they battled from a 5-5 season last year, put themselves in a situation where they're actually in a conference championship style game. They just couldn't pull this one through. Congratulations to Hanover. Rose-Hulman will again play at St. John's next Saturday in their final ball game of the year. Watch both teams greet each other at midfield. They'll go through and shake hands, and then you'll get the opportunity again. Hanover with the conference championship. They win this one 42-13. We're going to take a short break, come right back with our post-game comments. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on Indiana Sports Network.
At Lynn's Pharmacy, we're more than just your pharmacist. We're your neighbors.
Our kids go to the same schools. We eat at the same restaurants.
We sit next to you in church.
When I listen to a symptom.
When I fill a prescription.
When I offer advice, I'm not just helping a customer. I'm helping my neighbor and a friend. My name is Lynn Hofstetter, and I'm the proud owner of Lynn's Pharmacy, a modern pharmacy with old-fashioned values and personal service dedicated to keeping you, your family, and our community healthy since 1872.
Here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
We were choosing colors for the house, and I stopped and looked at Mike and said, "We're really doing this, aren't we?" The process was challenging, but Riddell was there for us every step of the way. The mortgage, closing, they eased our stress. It made sense when Mike said,
"We're really doing this."
Mortgage loans made easy from Riddell. Making friends since 1885.
The leaves are falling and so are the prices at York Chevy Buick on US Highway 40 in Brazil. This month only, we have new Silverados up to $11,000 off. Sign and drive leases are back. The all-new Trax, $199 per month. Buick Encore, $179 per month. And the Chevy Colorado Crew Cab, so it's $247 per month. Stop by York Chevy Buick on US 40 in Brazil, where we're not number one, you are.
We're not number one.
You are!
You're number one at York.
This past patty melt is loaded. Beef patty, grilled onions, melty cheese on Texas toast.
I propose a toast.
Oh, awesome.
Peter, you're dull.
Okay, this feels more like a roast.
I propose a roast.
It's now or never. Grab a patty melt while they last.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Well, our score 42-13. Hanover College with the victory. They'll be the Division III representative for the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference. For Rose-Hulman, we want to congratulate them. Again, a very successful year for Rose-Hulman. They have one more ball game. They'll play at St. John's, which will be a huge ball game, just to see how far the program's come this year.
They've taken tremendous strides when you look at what this team has done, and the record, unfortunately, at the end of the season, not going to indicate the jump they've made from last year's. But they have to take a solace, come back, keep working, and this program is headed in the right direction.
Well, and with that, we will say so long for this afternoon. Tuesday night, we will have basketball here on Indiana Sports Network. We'll have Oakland City at Rose-Hulman, which, again, a Division II program coming in, and we'll have that ball game for you live here on Indiana Sports Network. We'll be broadcasting the Rose-Hulman home basketball game. So if you check the schedule for Rose-Hulman, you'll be able to see all the Fighting Engineers action here on Indiana Sports Network. For my partner, Walter Gordon, I'm Herb King saying so long and God bless.
You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
This sports program is presented by authority of Wabash Valley Sports and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated in any way without prior written consent of Wabash Valley Sports.